across the world on taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app. This is Australia's premier under-18 footy competition. The TAC Cup, live and exclusive on TAC Cup Radio.
Welcome back to Victoria Park for the second elimination final today between the Dandenong Stingrays and the Eastern Rangers. The Dandenong Stingrays are out on Victoria Park. Phil Crooks calling the game alongside Matthew Cox. How are you, Matt?
Very good. After walking across the ground, that sun is absolutely beautiful out there compared to our broadcast position, so a little envious of Rick at the moment.
And where is Rick? Is he? Let me just bring... No, that's it, not it. Rick, are you out there?
That'd be a no.
That'd be Rick. Hasn't got the microphone on. So he's got the roving mic. He's going to be out and about and doing some special comments in this game. This is third playing sixth, and this promises to be a beauty.
Certainly does. These two sides have been up and about all year, so really looking forward to this game. Hopefully it's a bit better than the last one we just saw. It's a little bit closer, I think would be well, we're all hoping for it anyway.
We are, and the previous game saw the Oakley Chargers win by a hell of a lot over the Northern Knights. All over for the Knighters for the year. Of course, all these finals this year in the TAC Cup are eliminations. So everyone is out. If you lose, win, you go on to play next week in the prelims down at Geelong, Cardinia Park on Sunday. All right, the Dandenong Stingrays break their huddle. The Eastern Rangers, some players to look out for. Now, one boy we haven't seen yet, and I'm very keen to see him, the number 9 for Dandenong, Luke Davies-Uniacke. So, met his father. You met his father as well?
Yep.
Just to make sure that we got that correctly. And a shout out, got a lot of family all over Australia listening in, or hopefully watching in on the TAC Cup website. So we're looking, Luke is being touted as a top-end pick in the top 4 or 5, and which one that is we're not sure yet, but he'll go very high. Luke is 187 and 85, stereotype midfielder. Dandenong will be kicking to the Victoria Park Station or Hoddle Street end, and Eastern Rangers to the Yarra Falls. First quarter action, take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Crooksy. As we're underway here at Victoria Park, Eastern Rangers work it by hand out of the contest. Just trying to push it forward. In the half-back area was Davies-Uniacke, and the Stingrays are able to go towards the half-forward flank, cut off though with an intercept mark taken out there by Stoddard. Centres the ball, mark taken here by Moore. Almost in the middle, he has to retreat a little way backwards. Goes wide, does Moore to the outer side. They hit up a target on the outer wing. Mark taken out there by Brown. Brown sends a long ball towards the top of the 50. Pack flies. Mark, is it claimed? It is by the Stingray. Schmidt takes it, gave the handball off immediately. They bring it to the broadcast side, and the mark is taken here by Morris. Just inside defensive 50. Toe poke kick, not the greatest. Ball turned over. Mignot goes for goal, and that's our first. Trent Mignot for the Eastern Rangers. They are 1 straight 6. Dandenong yet to score on the NG scoreboard. Minute in on the Technica time clock.
Good start for the Rangers. We'll just check if Rick is about.
Yeah, I'm at ground level, Crooksy.
All right. Beautiful. What part of the ground are you at, Rick? So we can
just close to the 50 at the Hoddle Street
we've got you. We've got you. All right. Back in action. Ball thrown up. Nice tap out there by Bailey Williams. Rangers looking to get the clearance. Now there's a quick kick inside 50. Defensive mark, Spilt. Rangers all over it again. Spilt ball, might have been caught high. Free kick to Easton. And this will be taken. Just let me, oh no free kick. Take that back. Sam Hayes gets the tap out. Dandenong get the clearance. Goes to centre wing. Mark taken for Easton by Dylan Feltham. Bang on centre wing. Kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. The ball goes forward. Comes off hands. Dandenong under a bit of pressure here. Quick kick up forward by Joel Garner. Bouncing footy. Here's a snap on goal. Cody Hurst has put it through. That is an AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day contender. And they are up and running straight away. NG scoreboard, 2 goals straight, 12. The Eastern Rangers. Dandenong yet to get it over the centre line. And we are 2.5 or close to 3 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Precision kick that, boys. He had a steady and had a look on that boundary line and dribbled it through nicely. That was a great kick for goal.
Perfect start for the Eastern Rangers. Approaching the 3-minute mark on the Technica time clock. Back in the middle. Stingrays with the numbers around the footy. They're retreating backwards as well. Davis Uniac goes towards the half-forward flank on the broadcast side. Came off hands. Quickly dished away there from Stoddard. They're in a bit of trouble here, the Rangers, and have turned the ball over. Stingrays, they go back in after it. Ball fed out there to Dorian, who goes in towards the middle. Awkward bounce. Didn't favour his teammates. Stingrays with the numbers around the footy. This is Williams. Goes inside attacking 50 with a high kick. Pack flies. No one can bring it in. On the deck, roving is Hunter Clark. Sprays it and it goes out on the full. Forward in the pocket on the outer side for the Stingrays. Their first entry inside attacking 50 coming at the 3.5-minute mark of the first term. Second of the elimination finals this afternoon.
Oh.
As a great mark is taken there by Stainthorpe. Still in the back pocket on the outer side. Goes down along the boundary line. Just missed its target. Moore was there, but he's seen over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in between centre wing and half forward on the outer side for the Stingrays. They're yet to score. Eastern Rangers 2 straight 12 on the NG scoreboard.
Hayes and Williams with the ruck duties. In she comes. Hayes gets the tap down. Oh. So that was a shock and a surprise. I can't reach that. Need to be visual. We'll talk about that in a minute. Almost took me first mark for a while. Hayes comes over. Ball in dispute. Flung out by Hunter Clark. Now it's kicked forward by Finley Bain. We're inside 50 for Dandenong. Whistle on play. Free kick to the Eastern Rangers. And it is Feltham that brings it forward. He finds Dorian going through the middle of Victoria Park. They're a chance here. Dylan Moore. Long kick inside 50. Comes over the back. They look to run onto it. Can they keep it in play? They do. Good work. Wheeling around. Kick by Stevenson. You star, Jaden Stevenson. Looking very sharp with the new haircut, Jaden Stevenson. Not totally recognisable without seeing the 16. And Jaden Stevenson has put through another AFL Draft Central Goal of the Day contender. That's Eastern Rangers 3rd on the NG scoreboard. 3 goals straight 18. Dandenong yet to score 6 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Not convinced about the haircut yet, Crooksy. I've got to come to terms with that one. But doesn't let us down with the goal, does he? He's a fantastic player.
September player, Jaden Stevenson.
Certainly is. Trying to feed the handball there was Moore. Stingrays able to get the intercept. They flick it out wide. This is DeWitt who goes inside attacking 50. Defence are able to get a punch for the Eastern Rangers. And then a good tackle applied there by Riordan. Sees the ball wrapped up half forward flank outer side for Dandenong. Yet to get on the scoreboard. 6.5 into the first term on the Technica time clock. Tapping it down there was Hayes. Straight into a contest, and we're going to get another ball up. 55 out from goal. Stingrays kicking to the Hoddle Street end in this first term here at Victoria Park. Hayes again wins the tap. The quick kick there came from Ross. Went straight down the throat of the Stingrays though, and they put it towards half forward. That's a push in the back. And a free kick there given away by Bedford.
Ooh, gets up a little gingerly too.
Yeah,
He crunched him right into the ground. I was right near that one. You could hear the thud.
Kai Quirk in a bit of trouble. Kicked it out towards Hayes, who juggles it over the boundary line and out of play, and he is in a lot of trouble, Quirk.
Might have just got him down low, I think. He'll get his breath back. Ball to be thrown in. Williams the leap. Hayes gets the tap. Ball comes out for Dandenong. They work it forward through Murphy. Little scrubbing kick into the forward pocket. And where Peter Dacos did some of his finest work in that very forward pocket right there. Used to love kicking them in front of the full Sharon stand right behind him. Sun shining, beautiful afternoon, Saturday afternoon footy. Boundary umpire set, throws it back in. Up they go, tap down. Good chases on. Ball comes through Dandenong, being forced backwards a little bit here. Nice tackle. Crowd appreciate the work there by Dorian. He's been busy early. And just held up Mitch Cotter. Hayes and Williams again. Ball spits out the back. Whistle on play, and Quirk gets the ball. He looks fine and dandy just now. Quirk told to play on. Just props it up. The big men fly. Comes off hands. Now they're wrapped in a tackle. And again, the umpire will come in and ball this up. Right in front of us here. We're banging the grandstand, centre wing. Dorian again, comes out the back to Quirk. Quirk kicks it to centre half forward, looking for Stevenson, pushes his man out of the way, can't take the grab. Now the ball in dispute. Plumridge. Eastern Rangers go forward. Stevenson all by himself. This is, oh, no, what happened there? Didn't know whether to leave it or mark it. And I'll have to check number 44 for Eastern. I haven't got him on my list, but it ends up being a behind. NG scoreboard 3-1-19. Dandenong yet to score, and we are 10 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Ball's wrapped up on the half-back flank out of side by the Stingrays. And by Plumridge. Getting off that pack. Umpire to toss the ball into the air. Dandenong won the tap, but the clearance goes the way again of the Eastern Rangers in the direction of Stevenson. Got punched out of his hands. Stingrays under all sorts of pressure inside defensive 50 at the moment. They've been able to lock it in, and just as it's extracted, the umpire says, "Give it to me, I will ball it up."
Danger signs for Dandenong, Rick?
Yeah, they've just got to get more of the footy at the moment. It's a pretty physical game down at ground level. Both sides pretty strong.
Quick clearing kick there for the Stingrays, straight up the corridors, turned over. Mark taken by Woodward. Comes towards the broadcast side. Feltham takes the mark. Defensive side of the broadcast wing went straight for the umpire with that kick. Works out okay for Stainthorpe, who goes in towards the middle. Rangers now long ball inside, attacking 50. Pack flies, no one could bring it in. Roving the contest. Ends at number 44, who hits the post. It was a great couple of minutes for number 44.
Is he in the footy record, Rick?
Yeah, that's Josh Matthews.
Beautiful, good work. All right, Dandenong to bring the ball back in. Goes to the outer half-back flank. Oh, lovely mark taken. Hurst goes in short and spots up Jordan Lynch. Lynch right on 50. Oh, just as that little Goes back quickly, then thinks, no, I reckon I'm a chance here. Still a bit of breeze still on the ground, Rick.
Yeah, still a strong enough breeze. It's, a couple of goals breeze, but it is that right to left breeze.
All right, Lynch for the Eastern Rangers. Comes in, kicks, gives it a bit of air. Close to the line, doesn't quite go over. Big tackle right in the goal square. Umpire eventually blows the whistle and he will come in and toss this up 1.5 metres from the goal line. You can't punch it through, boys. Up they go. Taps it into a bit of space at the top of the goal square. It's a hot potato. Dandenong trying to get it out. Hunter Clark gets it. Advantage, advantage, advantage. Clark streams out of the defensive 50. Kicks up forward. Looking for Jai Taylor, but the boundary line wins. And the ball will be thrown up. Thrown back in, not thrown up. Just in front of us here. Up in the stand. Up they go. Boundary umpire ready. Sets himself. In she goes. Ball. Bottom of the pack. Clark trying to get the ball out. Moore on top of it, and the umpire will have to come in and ball this up again. 13.5 minutes in, first quarter action. It's been all Eastern Rangers, 20-0 at the moment. Dandenong trying to feed the ball out. That was clever by Jackson Ross, just slapped the ball on his boot. Now it's intercepted by Josh Bateman. He kicks up to centre half forward, but all Eastern. Mark taken there by Kyle Stainthorpe. He's been prominent early. Stainthorpe runs through centre half back. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Now it's taken by Xavier Fry. Fry goes backwards to Quirk. Quirk, centre wing. Slow build up. Gets it across. Now we're taken by Fry. Fry on half forward. Long kick up forward. Need a mark, and a mark they've got. Free kick against. No theatre from the umpire. Now Dandenong get to clear through Bateman. They kick out wide to centre wing. They're looking for Darcy. Can't win it. Comes back to Stoddart. He gets onto his left boot. Kicks a little banana. Good pass. Tries to get it back. Intercepted by Dandenong. Now they're a chance to go forward. Bedford gets it backwards. Not clean. Now it's a long probing kick over the back, and the mark's taken. Plays on, goes bang. Straight through. Dandenong are on the board. And that goal goes to Aidan Bonar for Dandenong's first on the NG scoreboard. 3-2-20 are the Eastern Rangers, and we're 15 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Real strong body, Bonar Crooksey, 190 centimetres and 89. Real big lad when you see him up close.
So Stingrays get on the board. Back in the middle. Tap went the way of Bowman. Trying to come through was Clark. Was able to release the handball, and the Stingrays go to centre half forward. In the air, Darcy couldn't bring it in. Roving the contest, though, was Bain. Bobbling ball, top of the goal square. Williams came out, got dumped into the turf. Umpire calls play on. Kick around the body there from Nanscoren. Goes across the face of goal and collected up against the boundary line by the Rangers. There'll be a free kick downfield after player got shoved. So the free kick going the way there of Ross. Finds a player in space on the outer side. Kicks it down along the line. Good fist there from Dandenong. And we're able to collect it is Freeman. High ball. And taking the mark is Ross. On the outer half, back flank for the Eastern Rangers. His kick, though, turned over. Mark taken here by Davis Uniac. He kicks it down towards the top of the 50, and just taking the mark inside is Bailey Williams. No, they're going to send it back.
What was that for, Crooksey? Didn't see anything there.
Not too sure whether he hadn't come across his mark or not.
Found a player anyway.
He has now. Half forward flank on the outer side. Bain has the footy. They go long with the kick inside. Oh, great mark. Taken there by the big man in Hayes. It's a footyprofit.com mark of the day contender.
Encroachment there, 50-metre penalty.
So the big man get brought into the middle of the ground here for the Eastern Rangers. Did you say they've controlled the game so far, Rick?
They have, but it is an advantage at the moment, and that goal to the Stingrays is keeping them in it, and they've just the last few minutes they're getting more of their hand on the ball.
Rangers centre wing out of side, the kick inboard not great, opens an opportunity for Dandenong across half back. Davis Uniac kicks it in towards the middle of the ground, just fell short of his teammate. They got numbers, they're ridden into the ground though here. That was Taylor. Quick pick up from Dandenong, just puts it into a bit of space. Williams might have been pushed. The umpire said no, play on. Hayes ends up with the footy, flicks the handball backwards to Woodward, whose kick towards the centre wing will dribble over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in centre wing broadcast side. Approaching the 18-minute mark on the Technica time clock. 3-2-20 the Eastern Rangers, 1 straight 6 Dandenong Stingrays. As the ball gets thrown back into play. And go at it. Over the top there was Bowman, brought it to ground. Rangers, though, again with the numbers around the footy. The handball now given off to Minot, who goes towards the half-forward flank, broadcast side. Rossiter takes the mark. Long ball inside 50. High ball, pack flies, no one able to bring it in. Off the bottom of the contest is Davis. Kicks it out towards the outer side. Bouncing ball, caught here is Bain. Was able to release it. Wide ball, chasing after it is Taylor. Keeps the ball in front of himself, centre wing outer side. Rangers, though, have the numbers. The handball went astray, felt them chasing after it. Seen over the boundary line and out of play.
You underestimate how much gut running these boys do. Just seeing the Dandenong boys on the bench coming off, yeah, they're blowing up pretty hard. So it is a good day for footy, but a lot required in this game these days, isn't there, Matt?
Certainly is, and it's probably a little bit warmer than it has been for the last couple of games that these guys have been playing. There's the handball, goes in favour the Eastern Rangers, and then the tackle applied by Stevenson sees the ball back over the boundary line and out of play on the outer side. 3-2-20 the Eastern Rangers, 1 straight 6 Dandenong. Approaching the 19.5-minute mark of the first term. That's all on the NG scoreboard and Technica time clock. Stingrays work it by hand. Davis Uniac now running through the middle. Long ball inside, attacking 50. Williams got rid of his opponent, but it ended up favouring him. Woodward takes the mark inside defensive 50. Low ball works out okay. Mark taken by Moore. Sends a little kick across. Mark taken out there by Mellis. Got it further afield. They got a bit of a run on the outer side at the moment, the Eastern Rangers. Almost stumbled. Handball given off to Rossiter. Long ball, high ball, inside attacking 50. Lands in the goal square. And a great mark is taken. That is Garner. Joel Garner takes the mark. Tight angle, but a great contested mark. Lining up for his first, Joel Garner. Left foot kick on its ways across the face and doesn't register a score. The free kick will go the way of the Stingrays in defensive 50. Freeman to take the kick. Chips it short. And the mark is taken out there by Davis. Jesse Davis gave the handball off quickly. Stingrays out of defensive 50, just went past the contest. Hayes receives the handball, dishes it back to his teammate who just pops it up. Didn't really favour Lynch, who's taken over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in, half forward flank, outer side for the Eastern Rangers there. 3-2-20, Dandenong 1 straight 6 on the NG scoreboard. 21 gone, first term on the Technica time clock.
Boundary umpires set. Hayes gets the leap and the tap. Stevenson, collared. Pile of players hit the dirt. Umpire will come in and toss this up again.
Just next to Davies Uniac, boys. He's a ready-made build for an AFL footballer. Very big boy.
Solid.
Solid. Got everything.
All right, ball. In dispute. Just a hacking kick up forward. Stoddard gets it. That's a beautiful spiral. And downfield. Gee, they've been red hot on that today too. Both games.
Didn't see what happened.
I thought he was just tackled as he kicked, as you would imagine. Might have been a bit vociferous.
Trent Minot's got the ball.
Trent Minot. And he's on a 45-degree angle. Shouldn't be any problem with distance. Minot in, kicks. Beautiful kick off the boot. Beautiful kick off the boot, Trent Minot. And that is Eastern's 4th goal. They move on to 4-26 to the Dandenong Stingrays. 1 straight goal, 6. That's his 2nd goal of the afternoon. And been a good quarter for the Eastern Rangers.
Kicking with that little bit of a breeze. Does favour the left-hand side of our broadcast position, the Yarra Falls end of Victoria Park. Hayes brought it to ground, tried to follow up his own ruck work. Stevenson had one arm pinned there from Plum Ridge, but somehow was able to get everything away. Inside attacking 50 through Fry, bouncing ball. He's taken over the boundary line and out of play. Forward pocket, out of side for the Eastern Rangers. Done the majority of attacking in this first term. Tick down towards quarter time. Ball thrown back in. Williams got a fingertip to it, but somehow out of nothing, Rossiter whacked it on the boot, went through for a minor score. 4-3-27 the Eastern Rangers. 1 straight 6 Dandenong on the NG scoreboard. Stingrays play out of defensive 50. Out of the defensive goal square, and the ball ends up outside defensive 50, up against the boundary line. There was DeWitt, sent the handball inboard, sold his player up the creek there in Bonner. Stevenson collects it beautifully, spirals it inside attacking 50.
Oh, good mark.
Swallowed though in defence by Dandenong, and the player out there is Freeman, who chipped it short. Maybe a little bit complacent with the kick. The handball dished off there by Lynch. Kick inside attacking 50. Fist applied by the Dandenong defence, but they've given away a free kick for a high. And the Eastern Rangers will get another shot on goal.
Getting up a bit gingerly, but it just looked like a normal contest, didn't it, in the air? But players getting up there pretty late getting up.
It looks like Hayes will take the kick. Just trying to pick up who that is. Walking off the side. Might be Garner. Just in the hands of the trainers. So Hayes ends up with the footy in his hands. The big man for the Eastern Rangers puts it on his right boot, but it's to the left. And another minor score. 4-4-28 plays 1 straight 6. The Eastern Rangers in front on the NG scoreboard. 25 minutes in to the first term on the Technica time clock.
Ball brought back in by the Stingers. Comes off the hands of the pack and over the boundary line and out of bounds. Shadows of quarter time. Rick will be out there having a chat at the break. Ball will be thrown in. Up they go, tap to the front. Stevenson reads it off the pack beautifully. Spearing left foot in. Bouncing footy, good tackle. Oh, don't know if it was a legal disposal there. Ball comes out from Dandenong. They're under the pump. Just an up and just a mongrel kick to the outer wing. Chaos type footy comes over the top. Now they're a bit of a chance, Dandenong. Don't think that was a legal disposal either, and it wasn't. And the free kick will go to Jackson Ross of the Eastern Rangers. Time for another goal if they're quick enough. They're on half forward, the Rangers. Big long kick, looking for Hayes. Ball drops down. Oh, here's a chance. Kick across the face. Gee, they have really come to play, the old Eastern Rangers today. Really jumped out of the barriers quickly as Dandenong go forward. They've got a bit of time and space. Bailey Williams feeds off the handball. They go forward. Mark taken here by Tom Murphy. Half back. He goes to centre it. He was accurate, but he needed to be. Quarter time. Dandenong, 1 goal straight, 6. The Eastern Rangers, 4 goals, 4, 28. The goal kicker for Dandenong was Aidan Bonar. You might have the goal kickers for Eastern for me.
I do, yeah. Trent Minot with 2 goals, and the singles to Jaden Stevenson and Cody Hurst. See the score, 4-5-29, the Eastern Rangers, 1 straight 6 Dandenong at quarter time. Crooksy.
We'll take a break, be back on the other side of this. You are watching TAC Cup Radio through the website or listening through the Red Time Sport app. Second elimination final. The first final went very easily the way of the Oakley Chargers. We'll be back on the other side of this.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts, just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly...
The Different Sports BPM Media broadcast, TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything.
Oh, I've got to pick up. It's too late. It's got 5 metres on there and we've run down the ground and we can't get you home. Yeah? So it's just little things that we need to fix up structurally. But the big thing is, the big thing is our effort and the intent to tackle, our intent to do everything really well as a group, that we've ticked all the boxes all the way through the year. Okay, and we've stumbled in the first quarter and we've embarrassed ourselves, but we can do something about it now, can't we? Yeah? Hang on.
As coming back, they got a few mid-six in there. We want to use the top side as much as we can. We're reluctant to come this side. Let's get top side. So we cut back through the middle. Come on. Let's have a look. Like the light. Jess, if need be,
Listen up, eyes here, everyone's eyes. Really simple way of getting us back in the game is that top one. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, we're just a little bit slow around the footy, about getting our hands dirty and wanting to win the footy. We want it pretty. So you've got to be able to, your ability to win one-on-one contests. So that's where the challenge is this quarter. First 10 minutes, we've got to be able to do that. Get it back our way. Okay? How do we do it? Yeah. Now, what about those half forwards when you're being lazy at the stoppage here and they'll just able to exit out? Is that helping their blokes? No. So we've got to be able to do that, okay? Tobes, Finn, Plums, all those blokes. You have to be talking, okay? Roll up to that stoppage. Mids, just to avoid running a bit. A couple of those 50-50s, we're just getting forward of the footy a little bit. And they're just not bouncing our way at the moment because we're not winning the one-on-one contest. So we've got to be able to set up defensively as well. If you can't impact the contest initially, find an opponent. Has anyone put a bumper bar up yet? Anyone stopped an opponent running past them? No. I thought you absorbed the pressure not too bad, the defenders. The ball was coming in, our ability to defend in that probably gave away a free kick or two, but we're under the pump. So we've just got to be a bit more composed when we exit from there, okay? So we need everyone working together. We can't just kick it to one bloke out there and allow him to do a one-on-one. We don't play like that, do we? No. Hey, if it's a one-on-one, who should be the third person in? Us. Yeah. So we've got to work a little bit harder. What did we learn from that quarter, boys? Yeah, it doesn't, does it? We're going to have to do it the tough way. But you know what? I reckon you're up for the challenge. So we've just got to get this bit right at the start.
I think that's in finals intensity that you need to bring, so hopefully they can maintain it for the next 3 quarters.
Jaden Stevenson looked to be pushing up a bit towards half forward there. You're playing him high up the ground?
It's great having players of his talent and his versatility. He play multiple roles and always keep opposition guessing, and he's always dangerous and he'll draw an opponent and help his teammates as well if not. So.
How are you going to shut down the Dandenong movers?
Turn the audio down on HDMI too.
And also Hunter Clark.
Yeah, they're really their prime movers, so I'm sure that they'll come out in this second quarter and wanting to get the ball going really, really quickly. If we can just stay outside of them and try and negate their influence, then it goes a long way to help us win the game.
All right, mate. Good luck for the rest of the game. Thanks, Len.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Len Villani there. Rick, what are your thoughts for the first quarter?
Yeah, I thought they were very good, Easton. I think it's a 50-50 game still. Just went down to the Dandenong huddle as well and had a listen to their on-baller coach, and he was more about the effort wasn't there, and they'd had +2 possessions, first use of it, so they should have been doing more with the ball and better effort around the pack. Good
work, Rick. Your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, well, Eastern Rangers just burst out of the blocks and didn't really give Dandenong much opportunity. But when the Stingrays did get it, they were able to get it forward. And even though they've only registered the goal so far in the game, they have been competitive. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with this breeze in the second term.
Well, we always have the old TAC Cup radio rule, Rick, where we don't condemn anyone till both teams have had a bat. Well, both teams have had a use of the breeze.
It's not a huge breeze, Crooksy, but I think it'll be more about the intent in from Dandenong. They are very strong-bodied and tall around the ground. They're midfielders and the like, Dandenong. So that's something that's caught me, that close up to them. There's a bit of size about them, so I'm expecting them to bounce back here.
All right. I think the ground is just about cleared. Umpire has a good squiz around. Holds the Sharon aloft. Second quarter. Take it away, Maddo.
The big man flying already. There's a whistle. And a free kick will go the way of Hayes for a centre square infringement against the Stingrays. So Hayes looks to send the ball deep inside, attacking 50. Pack flies and a great mark taken there by Jackson Ross. Slight angle, 45 metres out.
This will be the start they want.
Certainly will. Jackson Ross, 192 centimetres. Comes in for the Eastern Rangers. Looking for his first score of the second term. And it's going to fall short off hands through for a minus score. 4-6-30, the Eastern Rangers move to Dandenong Stingrays, 1 straight 6. They bring the ball back in quickly and work it down the outer side. Almost a mark, not completed out there by Taylor. And we'll get a boundary throw-in. Half-back flank on the outer side for the Dandenong Stingrays. Just over a minute into the second term on the Technica time clock.
Here we go, ball. Really good crowd today. Really impressed with the people who have come along to Victoria Park, especially those that are perhaps tuning in through the website, watching this good footy live. As Dandenong force the ball forward, but Riley Stoddart, Rocker Gibraltar, takes the mark on the outer wing, runs around his opponent, gains some valuable metres, and then kicks long inside 50, and might have been hands in the back. And a free kick going to the Dandenong Stingrays, Jesse Davies. Davies, told to play on, goes in short, and Oscar Clavarino. Clavarino sweeping handball, give and get, eventually through Bateman. They kick through the middle of Victoria Park. Almost pushed into it was Nance Cowan. He gets on his bike, goes in short, taken by hand. Now Bailey Williams, kick smothered. Ball drops loose. Goes inboard. Oh, this is dangerous. Eventually they get it out, Easton. Luck's a fortune. Xavier Fry, 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Runs down the wing at Vic Park. Kicks inside 50. Plenty of yellow jumpers there. Bateman can't quite take it. The Rangers. Now they're a bit of a chance. Sweeping handball inboard. Looking for more. Couldn't get it. Now Dandenong through Bailey Williams. Gets it over to Davies. Uniac. Kicks long inside 50. 1-on-1. Goes over the back. Rangers have got the numbers. Now they've got the footy. They kick around the wing through Woodward. Spot up Stainthorpe. Oh, he's in a bit of trouble. Ball comes loose. Hunter Clark grabs it. Works his way well in heavy traffic. And the left footer just has a bit on it and goes over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full grandstand side of the ground.
Eastern Rangers with the ball in their hands send it to a contest. Hayes sitting underneath her. Williams flew. It didn't matter because Hayes just stood his ground and took the mark. Half-back flank broadcast side for the Eastern Rangers. A darting inboard ball to Stoddard. Corner of the centre square broadcast side. It's the defensive side at the moment for the Eastern Rangers. Good tackle there applied by Davis Uniac. Didn't work out too well though. Eastern Rangers through Stevenson. Runs to 55. Puts the ball towards the top of the goal square. Ball comes off hands. Stingrays with the numbers. They're able to retreat out of defence. Hamill with the ball. Kicks it up. Looking for Clark. Got punched out of his hands, but he follows it up, does Hunter Clark. Flicks the handball across to his teammate, hard up against the boundary line. And it's gone out of the full. The kick coming there from Cotter. So the Eastern Rangers with the ball in their hands. Centre wing broadcast side. Nolan, high kick. Williams flies and takes a footyprofit.com mark of the day contender.
Here's a flyer too, Rick.
He's got a great leap on him, Williams, and that's the leading contender so far.
As the ball goes to the deck, centre half forward for the Eastern Rangers. Tackling pressure at the moment across half-back. Flung out of the contest there was Bedford. There's a little bit of a push and shove. And Bedford will receive the free kick at centre half-back for the Dandenong Stingrays. They're 1 straight 6. Eastern Rangers 4-6-30 on the NG scoreboard. 5.5 into the second term on the Technica time clock. As the ball comes towards Hayes on the centre wing. Dishes the handball off to Stevenson. Shrugged off the tackle. In a bit of trouble. Has support now. Almost got the 1-2. The smother there coming from Hamill. Gave it off there to Williams, who kicks it up along the line. Rangers Defensive group working okay. Stevenson got pulled off the footy. Tried to go back in after it. Great tackle there applied by Woodward, but it was a little high. And a free kick will go the way of the Stingrays at half forward.
All right. Finley Bain. That's a movie star name if I've ever heard one. Kick falls short. Mark taken by Lucas Woodward for the Eastern Rangers. They want to switch play. Going to the City side of the ground. Mark taken by Trent Minot. Minot, 2 goals to this point in the game. His kick's intercepted. Dandenong have got it. They're going to square it up. Bowman. Now they go in short. It's going to turn over again. Stevenson. Jaden Stevenson goes out wide to Riley Stoddard. He'll want to get back onto his left boot. Stoddard runs around his man. Good work. Oh, now his handball's intercepted. He's got some help. Dylan Moore. Little kick. Scrubs it into the middle. Rangers have got some space. Now they lose it. Comes back. Oh, good work in heavy traffic there by Mellis. But the mark is taken by Bailey Morrish. Morrish. I could name a medal after him, I reckon. Mitch Cotter. Welcome back. Good shock of blonde hair there. And Morrish kicks long. Looking for Boner, but man in front. Lovely strong mark taken by Nolan. Nolan, defensive side of centre wing. Goes in short. Sets his teammate a bit of a task. Comes off hands. Now they're a chance through Dorian. He's had a good game. He kicks to half forward. Strong contest. No one can take the second bite. Morrish works his way through heavy traffic. This is taken by Davies. Jesse Davies takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. Looks up. Kicks long. Kicks to half forward. They're running onto it. Rangers intercept. Close to the boundary line. Tackled. They get it away. Again, they're working in tight space. Stoddard. His kick's just a bit of a scrubber. Cotter. Handballs over the back of his head. Now a quick kick inside and a mark taken for the Eastern Rangers.
Inside defensive 50 by Quirk. Comes towards the broadcast side. It was a risky kick, but it paid off. Rangers send it straight up the corridor. Mark taken here by Rossiter. Spins around on the left boot and puts it inside, attacking 50. Bouncing ball. It was awkward. Handball smothered, though, from Davis. Rangers have a shot on goal, and it's there. And
it's a quick snap.
Just trying to pick up who that was.
Did you catch him, Rick?
I thought it was Cody Hurst, but I could be wrong.
All right, see if you can pick him up in the glasses. 5-6-36. The Eastern Rangers, the Dandenong Stingrays, still stuck on that one solitary goal. And that scoreboard starting to look a bit of a worry for the boys from Dandenong. Ball thrown up in the middle. Comes down. Dandenong desperately need one. Fry caught in the tackle. Dispossessed. Trying to get the ball out. Going nowhere. Good work there for the Rangers. That was Minot having a great game. Gets it over to Hurst. Handballs inboard to Dylan Moore. Kicks around the corner. It's a dirty big up and under. The big men fly. The defensive punch. Hurst is front and square. So's Lynch. And the umpire will come in and ball this up. Might be able to have a look on the live updates on there. That might give us the goal kicker through the TAC Cup website. Now, sorting out who's going to go up for the ruck. Stevenson for the Eastern Rangers. Could have got shepherded out there, I reckon. Dandenong, work it out. Quick hands. Hunter Clark. Handballs intercepted by Fry. Beautiful flying tackle on Fry, which isn't easy to say. And taking the ball is Murphy for Dandenong. They're pretty stagnant. They're not moving fluently, the old Stingers. Mason DeWitt. Bit slow. DeWitt kicks to centre wing, right in front of us here. Bit too easy. Dandenong, Davies, Uniac. I've liked his work. Now Dandenong moving through Bedford, but intercept mark. Easton. It's been Malice. Goes in short. Plenty of instruction going out to the boys. Lovely kick to Hurst. Cody Hurst has marked this a true centre half forward. He's got another man just further round on the arc. I'll just pick him up. This will be Kyle Quirk. The big men fly. Ball drops. Bottom of the pack. Umpire will come in and ball it up. 11.5 minutes into the second quarter. Technica time clock. 5:36 to one straight goal. 30 points up the Rangers. Dandenong. It's a beautiful big kick looking for Boner. Ball spills. Tackle applied. Little kick out there by Easton. They've got numbers. Good teamwork. Good shepherd. Kick up forward and the mark's taken by Rouget, Jasper. And he's marked this 46 metres out from goal.
Player just took his legs out there, but that was on the back of a push out. Couldn't really control it there.
Jasper Rouget. We've seen him do a bit of ruck work during the year, Rick, mainly.
Yeah, I think he's a more than capable ruckman. Probably doesn't do enough to get that role.
Rouget, 30-degree angle. He'll kick from just inside the 50. The big left foot thumping kick. Just to the right, behind. 5:7:37 the Rangers, 1 goal straight, 6 the Dandenong Stingrays.
And have had to resort to the Eastern Rangers Twitter account. It was Jackson Ross, the last goal
Jackson
kicker.
Ross, good man.
Kick back inboard for the Stingrays. They have the ball in the back pocket on the outer side. Given the hurry up, they'll kick the ball down along the boundary line. It's a good kick. Mark taken on the outer side by Huswaite. Goes short. That kick not the greatest. Garner will send the ball back inside attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. Tackle there applied by Calverino. And the Stingrays have been able to kick it out of defensive 50, but it's turned over. Mark taken by Garner. Attacking side of the outer wing for the Eastern Rangers. Winds up. It's an up and under kick to a contest. Comes off hands. No one claims it. Hunter Clark is able to extract it. Flicks the handball inboard to his running teammate there in Morrish. Long kick towards centre half forward. Bailey Williams worked his way to the front and got pulled off it. Williams to get a free kick. I think they might have had an armful of each other.
Made the most of it, but he's half a south of France from here, I reckon, Bailey.
He's kicking from inside the square.
Bailey.
He's having a crack.
Oh, it's a dodgy kick off the boot. Awkward bounce, top of the goal square. Favours the Rangers. The handball comes the way of Stoddard. Dribbling one now out there to Taylor, who hit up a target in Moore. Dished off the handball. They'll work it to Hayes. Had to stop and prop to collect it cleanly. Flick the handball inboard. Picked up here by Dorian. Goes towards the half forward flank. Mark taken by Rossiter. Puts it up inside attacking 50. And the mark taken. Plays on. Second goal. No. Hit the post there from Jackson Ross.
The decision-making from the Eastern Rangers at the moment is just superb. They're taking it, running in numbers, but they're getting it off so quickly, it's catching the opposition off stride. So just real good decision-making, smart play by Eastern.
Dandenong to bring the ball back. Oh, kick smothered. They need to steady up here. It's a snap at goal. Good work taken by Davies. Going to get tackled. Now a clearing kick. Oh, look at this. Just blue, red, white, yellow jumpers everywhere here. Now there's a shot on goal, and that is Joel Garner. Joel Garner puts he kicks his first and the Eastern Rangers 6. They move on to 6-8-38 to 1 goal straight 6 on the NG scoreboard. 15.5 minutes in, or almost 16 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Showing the class there of Garner on that left. Excellent player.
So the Eastern Rangers have 1 foot into next week at the moment. Stingrays with a lot of work to do. Hayes' tackle somehow got a handball out. Turned over. Stingrays. Long ball inside, attacking 50. Fist applied by Stoddard. Williams runs onto it. Snap on goal is out on the full. Missed opportunity there for the Stingrays. Only the goal on the board. Eastern Rangers 6-8-44 on the NG scoreboard. High kick back into play from the Rangers is turned over. Stingrays kick towards the top of the goal square, getting a hand to it but couldn't hang on to it was Taylor. And the ball seen over the boundary line and out of play. Forward pocket on the broadcast side. 17 minutes in to the second term on the Technica time clock. Need to get a goal out of this passage of play here, Dandenong. Williams tapped it down. Quick snap is punched through for a minor score. That quick snap there coming from Cotter. 1-1-7 the Stingrays. Eastern Rangers 6-8-44 on the NG scoreboard. Stoddard kicked it to himself and played on out of the defensive goal square. High ball towards the wing. Pack flies. No one could bring it in. Stingrays with the numbers around the footy. This is Davis Uniac. He gave the handball off quickly. The umpire says there's a hold. And Davis Uniac will get the free kick. Between centre wing and half forward broadcast side for the Stingrays. Centres the ball. Great kick. Mark taken here by Nance Cowan.
He's a goal kicker, this boy, too. And do they need him to do it at the moment?
Certainly do. Williams getting back on the line for the Stingrays. As Nance Cowan comes in. Oh, he's dished it short. The dummy kick. And Darcy, Riley Darcy has taken the mark. Slight angle, 30 out. Yeah, the big man ended up in that much space.
No, good effort. Fairly conspicuous.
Probably the first blemish there for the Eastern Rangers. Just lapsing for a moment as Darcy comes in. In fact, it's not Darcy. It's Bowman.
Huey, we'll call him. Riley Bowman for Dandenong gets their second, much needed. 2 goals straight, 12 to 6-8-44. 2-1-13, sorry. To 6-8-44. They trail by 31 points, 19 minutes into the second quarter on the Technica time clock.
Desperately needed goal there, and they got it. It'd be nice to get another 1 or 2 prior to half time.
Are you near the bench, Rick?
Yeah, I'm right on the Dandenong bench.
What's the feel down there?
There's a lot of interchanges amongst the midfielders, especially. They're on and off, in 5-minute spells. So they're rotating enough. So just trying to get some run through that middle, I think.
Ball in the middle, handball. Dished off here to Clark, a wobbly one off the side of the boot. Makes Hamill work for it, lost his footing. Opportunity now for the Eastern Rangers. Brown picks it up, runs to 45.
Oh.
Brown puts it through.
Well, that's an AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender, and I'm pretty sure his father, Gavin, would have done that a few times on this very ground, Rick.
Oh, most definitely, and it was good to see. You could feel the crowd behind him there that were right behind that one and rode it through. But, yeah, excellent goal and good answer because Dandenong battled so hard to get that goal on the board, and they're a bit stagnant at the moment, the Stingrays, and they've just got to get some run going.
Back in the middle, Williams double taps it. Moore gets the footy, dispossessed. Rangers still trying to fish it out. Now they do. Caught. Davies, Uniac, spun around, still gets rid of it. Goes to Reardon. Goes up forward. Oh, mark dropped by Bowman. Rangers. Clearing kick. Liam Taylor kicks to centre wing. Lynch tries to snaffle it. Can't quite take it cleanly. Now the ball in dispute. Pack develops. Umpire blows his whistle. He'll come in and ball it up. 21 minutes into this second term. 7-8-50, 2-1-13. Big lead to the Eastern Rangers. A lot of work ahead for the Dandenong Stingrays. Ball in dispute. Again, a pack develops. Umpire blows the whistle in the back. Eastern through. Lynch goes forward. Inside 50. Could have been a bit of hands in the back. No pay. Stevenson just kicks it up in the air. They need him. Oh, what a mark. Jasper Rouget. Pure courage. Footyprofit.com.au. Mark of the day contender for mine. And that never took his eyes off the ball, Rick.
And he's dobbed it.
Oh. He gets mark and goal. That was a very courageous mark. Stevenson put the ball, would have brought down rain. Had his back to it, kept his eyes on it the whole way, close to the boundary line, and took the mark. And polished it off with a very nice goal as well.
Very mobile player. It's just that Sam Hayes is in his lineup. He'd be their first ruckman. So it's a good luxury to have the Rangers at the moment with Rouget up there.
And they've got a healthy lead too. 8-8-56 plays 2-1-13 on the NG scoreboard. 22.5 into the second term on the Technica time clock. As things are wrapped up in the middle, the umpire circling, says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. At the bottom of the contest, there was Cotter for the Stingrays. Williams palms it down. Quick handball given on the outside, though, by the Eastern Rangers. They work it towards half forward, or slipping over, had enough time to recover. There was Hurst. Puts it inside, attacking 50, where the mark is taken by Jaden Stevenson. Slight angle, 40 metres out.
How good was that, Rick?
Jaden Stevenson, if he doesn't go top 6, I'll eat my hat, Crooksy.
Have you got a hat?
Don't wear them very often.
I've never seen you. You can eat my socks, Rick.
As Jaden Stevenson, looking for goal number 2 this afternoon, puts it on its way. It's fading to the left. That's where it stays. 8-9-57 plays 2-1-13 on the NG scoreboard. 23.5 minutes into the second term. It's a wobbly ball to the centre wing where it's cut off by Dorian.
Whoa.
Put it inboard. The Rangers players collided. Hayes and Stevenson. Handball dished off. Dorian puts it inside, attacking 50. Williams flew, couldn't bring it in. Has to go back after it. Dispossessed his opponent momentarily. The handball dished back to Hayes, who just whacked boot the ball in towards the pocket. A mark is taken. And we give that one a footyprofit.com mark of the day contender as well.
And the siren sounds. Rouget. There's a simple game plan. Just kick it, kick it as high as you can, and Rouget will mark it.
So lining up for his second in the space of about a minute. Jasper Rouget comes in and has no issues whatsoever. 9-9-63 the Eastern Rangers. A handy lead of 50 points at half-time. 2-1-13 the Dandenong Stingrays.
You like to give us the goal kickers, Matto?
Can do. For the Stingrays, Aidan Bonner with 1, Riley Bowman with 1, and for the Eastern Rangers, 2 to Minot and singles to, 2 to Rouget as well, and singles to Jaden Stevenson, Cody Hurst, Joel Garner, Jackson Ross and Tyler Brown.
We will take a break and be back on the other side of this talking to Brett Allison. You are watching TAC Cup Radio live through the website and listening through the Red Time Sport app.
He slotted through the match try across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. Proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM Media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup Radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
TAC Cup Radio has its own Facebook page. You can find it by searching for TAC Cup Radio. Like the page and be kept up to date with everything that's happening in this year's TAC Cup season. Have your say on any topic, including the best on ground and the players making their mark on the competition. You can also find the Twitter handles for our commentary team so you can interact during the match. They all love talking about the next thing in TAC Cup footy and you can let them know your opinion. TAC Cup Radio on Facebook. Like it now. FootyProfit.com is your go-to for everything AFL online, including some of the best under-18s coverage across Australia. The site has phantom drafts, player scout reports, predictions and expert analysis on your favourite players. Footy Profit is committed to covering the AFL draft and as a key sponsor of TAC Cup Radio provides first-class analysis and opinion. Readers are flooding to FootyProfit.com to stay up to date with everything they need to know about the TAC Cup and the AFL draft. It's time you found out what all the fuss is about. Visit footyprofit.com. Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com. On taccup.com.au and the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Victoria Park, it is half-time of the second of the double headers, and the Eastern Rangers go into the sheds with a big lead at half-time, 9-9-63 to 2-1-13. And our special guest at half-time is Brett Allison, who is the Metro Talent Pathway Program Coordinator. Manager.
That's close enough.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
That's good. How are you, Brett?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. Yeah.
This is your first year in the AFL Victoria TAC Cup system, yep?
Yes, it is.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so taken over the role from Anton Grabak and Leon Harris, who did a fantastic job for probably close to 15 years, I suppose.
Correct, yep.
So my time sort of finished in the AFL club scene, and this role came up, so put in and applied for it and managed to get the nod. So it's been an interesting year.
we were talking a little bit at the medal the other night, and you just said it took a little while to get all the pieces in place and sort of know where everything fits and goes.
Absolutely, there's a lot to learn. It's probably more a management type role, overseeing role of the Metro programs and the TAC Cup competition, rather than coaching, and that's probably what I'd been doing for probably the last 15 years. So I've had to get my head around quite a few things, and how things run and how things proceed. And since I've done that, probably the last 2.5-3 months, I've started to feel a bit more comfortable in the role and going pretty well.
How many age groups does that cover in your role?
It's mainly the 16s and 18s, so 16s to 18s, 16, 17, 18, and then the 15s, 14s, that sort of stuff's gets left to the regions.
Yep.
So you're mainly dealing with the talent managers? So yes. the Rye Geeshans and the Craig Notmans?
And the coaches. Yeah,
and the coaches as well?
Oversee the coaches of the various teams, or the metropolitan teams, that's for certain, and the country teams.
Well, they and the championships, you're involved with the Vic Metro boys did well in the championships?
Yeah, so I probably more talent ID with that stuff. Pick the squads in consultation with the AFL clubs and the talent managers. We come up with the squads and probably I'll have the final say in who's in and who's out, and then hand them over to the coaches and just keep my eye on things and pay for everything that needs to be paid for during the champs.
It always comes back to the bottom line.
Correct.
You've recently been in the AFL system. You worked under Roosie at Melbourne.
Yes.
Tell us what it's like. We just mentioned a player before we went to air. Just say like a Clayton Oliver gets drafted. And got drafted a bit higher than what was expected during the season, and he came in pretty high. What happens like day one when after he's drafted? What happens to a Clayton Oliver?
Well, they come into or they arrive at the club, and the number one thing that hits them in the face to start with is the intensity of training and the humongous jump in volume of training that they would be used to at under 18 level. They come in and do probably 50% of a normal session in terms of running and physical preparation, and without fail every year they come off and say it's the hardest thing they've ever done in their life, and they've only done 50%. Half the session. So that hits them in the face to start with, and then it's just the off-field preparation and professionalism as well. So things like wellness and nutrition and all that sort of stuff, they have to have it done on time by a certain time, or else they get there's ramifications for if they don't. And that's probably that's a big difference to the TAC Cup programs where it's more family first, school first.
A balance.
It's about if you've got other things on, we're happy to fit in around. Your football fits in around it. Once you get to an AFL club, football comes
first, second, and
third. So there's a lot they've got to learn pretty quickly, and there's a lot of things to do.
Is there I'm assuming there's some sort of mentor system. So is that a formal mentor system, or is it we'll take just from Essendon? I'm an Essendon member, so.
Yep.
McGrath was under Kelly's wing from the minute he sort of got there.
Yeah, so most clubs do go about that sort of mentor system, and the coaches will allocate a particular player to a player, and it's usually based around what positions or what type of roles they're going to play. In the team or where they see them playing, and they'll match them up with experienced players who play in the same sort of areas in the ground.
Seeing players of, say, I'll keep using Oliver as an example. Is there a moment in time you could identify where he thinks, crikey, I can bump Nathan Jones out of the way here? Like, is it that sort of? Do they sort of know their place straight away, or do they come in and throw their weight around, or what's?
Well, it varies from player to player. Obviously, everyone's different. Some come in full of bravado and confidence, and I like that from the start. Others take their time to work their way into it. There is a big variation from player to player and what their actual mindsets are when they arrive at the club.
What about the coaching transition that takes place at AFL level when you've got a handover situation and you're part of that? And how do the players cope with that?
Yes, and normally what happens is that the recruiting staff will hand over to the coaching staff, and they'll present you with a dossier on each player, and you know what their strengths are and what they think their weaknesses are, and so you get a lot of information that that you can glean on a player before they actually arrive, and then you go about the process of putting in individual development plans for each young fella as they arrive at the club.
Are they taking too long to progress, some of these kids? Like, what is the system too tough?
Look, again, it differs for each player.
Yeah.
Some players arrive and they're ready to play senior footy straight away. Some take a year, some take 2 years. It's really, I suppose, it's individually based on each club and where they're at, and you know how much time they're prepared to give certain players. You'll find that the taller players or the key position players usually get a fair bit more grace than the midfield types or the smaller types, and I think that's really based on there are a hell of a lot more midfield type, smaller type players available around. There aren't anywhere near as many talls and key position players and ruckmen, so they do get a bit of grace compared to the others.
What about back in your day with the mighty Kangas? How long did it take you to break into the main system and get a regular
your
game?
pathway
compared to that?
Well, I came from Canberra, so I'd already played a season and a round of senior footy in Canberra. So when I arrived at North, I was young enough to play in the old under-19 competition, but I played in the reserves team to start with, and luckily for me, it was 1987, and it was the first year of Brisbane and West Coast, I think, coming into the competition. And North played Brisbane at the MCG on a Friday night, round 1, and got rolled.
Yeah, I was there that night.
Yeah,
so was I.
And I played in the reserves that night and was lucky enough to kick a few snags and got a bit of the footy. And all of a sudden, I got a call the following Thursday night saying I was in the team. So. Wow. And I think a major reason for that was that I'd actually played against men for a season beforehand, so I was more comfortable and probably more ready to compete against the bigger bodies. That system sort of has changed a fair bit now with the way the TAC Cup's run, and that's often the challenge for these younger boys once they get into AFL clubs is adjusting and being able to adjust to playing against the bigger bodies and men, really playing against men rather than
other boys. What about the transit? Like, that's a big step for you to go from Canberra to Melbourne. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was a challenge because I'd never lived away from home before. I'd been to Melbourne many times because I was born in Melbourne and I've got a lot of my mum and dad's family are from Melbourne and still are. Yeah. So often visited, so I knew the place reasonably well.
Wasn't totally foreign.
It wasn't totally foreign, but certainly you do. The homesickness is there. You miss your family.
Where'd you stay? What was your?
I lived with my auntie and uncle in Airport West when I first came down for the first probably year and a half, maybe 2 seasons. Okay. And then moved out with a couple of younger players from North, which was that was probably a good way to do it.
Good way to do it. We won't worry about those stories right here and now, Brett. Maybe after the game, you can fill us in on that part of it. Yeah. And then you make your way. So have you got a feel for players? Some of these kids that are going to get drafted that have to go. There's kids here we're going to watch in the second half that might get drafted to Fremantle, have to go the other side of the country. Yeah. It's a big thing, isn't it? To take all the other stuff which you've already spoken about. Yep. You've got to load up your body with more training than you've ever done, and you've got to do it on the other side of the country, away from your family and support.
Correct, and that's where I suppose clubs have really invested heavily in their welfare departments, and they've got a number of staff that are specially dedicated to those players, because the last thing you want to do if you're one of those interstate clubs is draft a talented player and have them want to go back home because they feel like they haven't fit, they're not fitting in, or they just don't like the place they're in. So they really do put an extraordinary amount of time into making sure each player is as happy as they can make them, especially their draftable talent.
There he is. All right, both sides are out in the ground. This Metro team's doing pretty well. Brett, you must be happy with this.
Yeah, I am enjoying it. I have a good little rivalry with Lee Fraser, who's my counterpart of the country program. So look, this has been a bit of a surprise. I thought it would be
I thought it would be much closer than this.
And I feel the game's been, it probably has been a reasonably close game, but certainly when Eastern have had their opportunities, they've taken them, and that's why they've built up such a big lead, I think. But it doesn't feel to me to be a 50-point game. You know, it sort of surprised me when I got up here and looked at the scoreboard and thought, geez, that's a big difference. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good standard. I think really intense.
Some good players. If you were to put an asterisk against a couple of names to be drafted, not just here, but from the Metro side of things. Who have you got your eye on?
I think there's a number in this game. Jaden Stevenson, Trent Minot's, Dylan Moore's going really well for Eastern. Big Sam Hayes in the ruck. And then there's the earlier game this morning. There was Nick Caulfield and Toby Wooler had a really good game. Ed Richards from Oakley. So there's a lot out there at the moment, and there's some even Dandenong today. Davies and Uniac's having a really good game.
Good game, isn't he?
Today.
Nice and solid.
You can see that he can play the game. So
and lovely to see a bloke you would have had a game against Tyler Brown or his father, Gavin Brown.
Yeah, played many times against Gavin. So kicked a lovely goal before Tyler.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. So he looks a bit. I think he's a bit bigger than his younger brother or his older brother. Sorry, who was drafted last year. Looks like he's a bit taller than Callum. So
it was a lovely movement. You played footy on this ground?
I did. I played a few games here. We got some horrible hidings here, but I think my last game here was Adrian McAdam kicked 10 goals.
10.
Yeah, so we had a good win really good win that day.
Did you get out okay? Did your car get away safely?
Yeah, no, I did. I parked in the next suburb and walked just to make sure that was the case.
All right. Good work, Brett. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming in, and we'll be in touch always, mate.
Great.
Always welcome to come up and have a chat to us.
Great, fantastic. Thanks for having me, boys.
Good on you.
Good on you, Brett. All right, next quarter about to start, the second half. Let's see what the Dandenong Rangers can do as we just readjust the headsets and get ourselves going for the second half. Umpire waiting. All right. Ball is held aloft. Third quarter action. Take it away, Maddo.
Thanks, Crooksy, as the ball is just wrapped up in the centre circle, still in the middle. As Stingrays trying to get it out. Clark in there involved. He's all wrapped up. Stevenson as well. He's all wrapped up. There's a little bit of niggle, bit of push and shove to get the third term underway here at Victoria Park. The umpire puts it back into the air, straight to the deck. Stingrays coming through. Davis Uniac trying to flick the handball out. Rangers trying to push forward. Hayes gave off the handball. On hands and knees there is Lynch. As the umpire is going to have to call for it. Centre half forward. 9-9-63 the Eastern Rangers. 2-1-13 at Dandenong. Opening stages of the third term. As Clark trying to get something going off half back. Flick the handball out wide. Just wide of Hamill. Now they're back under pressure again, the Stingrays. On half forward, ball bobbles out in favour of the Rangers. Dispossessed there was Quirk. Close to the boundary line on the outer side. The Stingrays. Long ball, top of the goal square. It bounces across the face of goal. And the Rangers have time to compose in defensive 50. A couple of bounces here from Fry. 3. Oh, he nearly lost control of it, but kept momentum. Centre wing broadcast side. The kick, poor. Out on the full. Free kick to go the way of the Dandenong Stingrays. Half back line. The kick inboards okay. Mark taken here by Murphy. Murphy, defensive side of the broadcast wing for the Stingrays. Long ball. Hayes sitting underneath it. Everyone came over the top of him. Bonner dished the handball out. Hayes will receive the handball here. Gave it off to Stevenson. Up against the boundary line. Put the handball back to Woodward, who got the ball to boot. Towards centre wing. Came off hands. Garner in a bit of trouble. Stingrays bursting through the pack. Riordan goes with the handball to Taylor. Goes inside attacking 50 with the kick. Just past Darcy. being pushed towards the boundary line on the outer side by the Rangers defence. They try and see it over, and seeing out there is Quirk. We've got a boundary throw in, forward pocket outer side for the Stingrays.
Ball will be thrown in. They need some goals. They need them quick, smart. Trailing by 50. Boundary umpire hurls it back in. Hayes taps it over the back into a bit of space. Ball on the carpet. Rangers working it out. Now it comes. Mark taken there by Tyler Brown. Brown puts in a shorty. Davies Uniac. First time we've seen him, Rick, I've really enjoyed him.
Yeah, he's a really good mover and very strong body.
Finds Bailey Williams inside 50. Williams kicking to the Hoddle Street end of the ground, or western end of the ground. He's going to kick from just inside 50. He's had a couple of shots today, but the ball hasn't left the boot all that sweetly. Comes in. That doesn't look too bad off the boot. The big men fly. Boner almost grabs it, tackled and slung over the fence, over the boundary. A little bit of remonstration. And yeah, a little bit of getting close to a jumper punch, but not. We are 20 metres around from the Stingers' goal. Up they go. Hayes gets front position. Ball hits the carpet. Might have had his jumper held there as the ball skids across the turf into the other forward pocket. Rangers pick it up. Quick handball. Need to be neat, need to be tidy. Still got the footy slung and over the boundary line, out of bounds, ball to be thrown in.
Breeze feels like it's dropped a bit here at Vic Park.
And the temperature's dropped a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh, isn't it?
And there's a bit of cloud building towards the west, which I'm not liking. Ball tossed back into play, out of side. Hayes brought it to ground. Bonner tried to get the handball away, couldn't do so. Quick kick on the boot there came from Brown towards centre wing, out of side. Bouncing ball, Williams gets there first. Flicks the handball across to his teammate who boots it inside, attacking 50, but it's out on the full. And a free kick will go the way of the Eastern Rangers. Picking it up out there.
Just no momentum yet, have they, Dandenong? They just can't build that momentum to create that open play to get the goal.
Hayes takes the mark on half-back, out of side.
And a lot of it's to do with the Eastern Rangers and the pressure and the perceived pressure they're putting on. Really doing a great job defensively.
Hayes' kick, not the best. Reardon takes the mark. Sends it inboard to Taylor. Runs to 50. Went a little high. Underneath it, Darcy got punched out of his hands. Goes back in after it, flicks the handball across to his teammate who whacked it on the boot. Through for a minor score. 2-2-14 Dandenong, 9-9-63 the Eastern Rangers on the NG scoreboard. 6.5 minutes in to the third term on the Technica time clock. Hayes with a good contested grab on the half-back flank broadcast side. Sends the ball inboard. Perfect movement here. Nolan inside attacking 50. That kick just let him down.
It was a brilliant kick by Hayes. Took the contested mark and was quick to spot up his man through the middle and just executed beautifully for the big man.
Ball on the half-back flank. Rangers win the ball back. Stevenson kicks up forward. Another mark in defence for Dandenong. They play on straight away. They look for Cotter. Needs a kind bounce. Gets a dirty, rotten bounce. Mitch Cotter. And it's over the boundary line and out of bounds. Grandstand side of the ground. Bit of sunshine peeks through. Boundary umpire sets. In she comes. Comes up a little bit short. Moore, he's been impressive, loses his feet. Oh, look at Davies Uniac, he's a bull. Tries to force his ball through. Umpire looks and says, no, I'll ball that up. Players disentangle. Tosses it back to the umpire. Bright sunshine Saturday afternoon at Victoria Park. Don't know what happened there. Joel Garner gets collared and the ball goes over the boundary line out of bounds again. Both ruckmen just getting in each other's way. 63 plays 14. Boundary umpire set. Tomorrow will be on Mars Stadium for Gippy Power and Geelong and Sandringham and Murray. On air from 11:15. First game, bouncing footy. Oh, caught. That is holding the ball against Bailey Morris. And he will, the free kick will go. So,
Lynch.
Yep, Jordan Lynch. And they can ill afford another goal here, the Stingers. Lynch, hard up in the pocket. It'll be a good shot. Comes in, kicks, and it is
out on the full.
No score. Dandenong to take the resultant free kick.
9 gone on the Technica time clock in the third term. Stingrays will kick it back in through Morris. Decides he needs to play on, trying to create something out of defensive 50. High ball towards the halfback flank, came off hands. Rangers dispossessed. Just trying to work the handball away. Stingrays trying to push it towards the boundary line, and eventually they see it over in the hands of Bateman. Throw it in right on the 50-metre arc. Forward flank out of side for the Eastern Rangers. They're 9-9-63, Dandenong 2-2-14. Ball brought back into play. Plumridge hovering, trying to create something as well for Dandenong. Here's Clark. In fact, it was Taylor that flicked the handball backwards there to Freeman. Puts it up, his teammate takes the mark. Out of sight, another chip kick short. Just goes the distance there to Cotter. They want to move it through the midfield quickly. Long ball now inside attacking 50, and a great mark's been taken by Dandenong. And that is by William Hamill. 45-degree angle, 40 metres out.
Well, this is a much-needed one, Rick.
Yeah, they definitely need this one, and yeah, they've just got to get on a bit of a roll, don't they? At the moment, they can't keep playing like they are, or it'll be all over. So, big kick here.
Hamill comes in, puts it on its way. Goal umpire didn't move.
Just got to get a couple more now, Dandenong. They've got to get on one of those famous mongoose run-ons. They don't call them run-ons anymore, do they?
No,
they got a run-on.
They got a run-on. Essendon were good at that.
Always good at getting a run-on. NG scoreboard 3-2-20. Eastern Rangers 9-9-63. Technica time clock just went past 11 minutes into this third quarter. Up she goes. Tap out. Davies, Uniac gets it backwards towards Morris. He evades, kicks out wide, looking for Hunter Clark. Might have been interfered with. Clark plays on anyway. Long searching kick up forward. Beautiful to watch. That's what we're looking for. And Toby Bedford takes the mark. He will kick it from 28 metres out. He'll be on a 40-degree angle. He'll have the sun in his eyes. Shouldn't worry him. Kicking to the Hoddle Street end of the ground. Bedford for two within a minute. Comes in, kicks. Touched off the boot.
Went through too.
Unforgivable, Rick. Eastern Rangers, Stoddart to bring the ball back in, kicks to himself, gets a few metres. Almost brought himself undone. Now he's got some yardage. Sweeping handball. Oh, they're off to the races here, the Rangers. They kick up to half forward. Cody Hurst comes over the back. Wrapped up in a tackle is Norris. Now they feed the ball out. Norris again gets it out the back. Milion. Now it's Malice. Malice kick is intercepted. Dandenong. They can work it up forward through Huey Bowman. Kicks out wide. Nan Cowan wants to play on. Gets it to Hunter Clark. He's got Stevenson for company. He's dispossessed and holding the ball. Well done, Jaden Stevenson.
Just not a good handball to him under pressure, was it?
No, gave him no chance.
Clark couldn't do much there.
Stevenson kicks to half forward. Got a man all on his own. Takes a mark, cops a little shove as well. Now bringing it forward is Xavier Fry. He kicks inside 50. Comes off the hands of the pack. Now it's a quick kick at goal through Dorian. Nice solid mark. Last line of defence for Dandenong. And they play on straight away. They've got DeWitt out in the back pocket. He switches onto the left boot. Kicks forward and has got Matt Reardon. Reardon kicks into the centre of the ground. It's going to be intercepted. The Rangers. This is Joel Garner. Got a good left boot. Beautiful kick. Beautiful kick. Measured. Got it
penetrating kick, isn't he?
Oh, lovely.
Just drives it hard, and that was out to space, and his player's going to take it every time.
Trent Minot. He's going to be just outside 50. It'll be a decent hoof if he can get it from here. Got a good angle with this on the camera. Right behind it. Minot. Runs around a little bit. Kicks to the goal square and they get a goal.
I had a feeling he was going to run around him there.
Going too close.
The way he was moving. And he did that and ran straight into him, but did well to get out of trouble.
Jackson Ross ends up with the goal for the Eastern Rangers, and that is their 10th goal, 10-9-69 to 3-3-21. I stuttered a bit in the call. It wasn't a clean evasive skills. Normally those blokes look like perfection when they do that.
The turnaround in those last 2 minutes with that goal that was touched off the boot from the set shot, and then they get it down the other end of the goal. It's a big turnaround in this game.
Correct.
Stingrays bring the ball towards the half-forward flank on the broadcast side. Rangers get there first in Taylor. Got shoved over the line, did he? No, ball still in play. Fighting hard is Hamill. He's all wrapped up, and eventually the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Half-forward flank broadcast side for the Stingrays. Tap went the way there of Bowman, but it's wrapped up immediately. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 16 gone, third term on the Technica time clock. There's a hold and a free kick. Will go the way of Bowman. Plays on immediately. Right foot kick inside attacking 50. Bit of a wobbler for Williams, who takes the mark in the goal square.
Just that extra height there, wasn't it, in the goal square with the good vertical leap of Williams. They weren't going to stop him there.
It was just a bit of a conversation between goal umpire and umpire about whether it was taken inside the field of play. It was, and Williams puts it through. It's his first of the day for the Stingrays. 4-3-27. They trail 10-9-69. The Eastern Rangers with a healthy lead halfway through the third term.
Difference 27-69, so 7 goals the difference.
It's been a bit more of a stalemate in this term, not much action.
They're going to need to get 2 or 3 goals before the siren. have any sort of chance. Rangers. Can't get it clear. Ball tossed up again. Nice tap out there by Bowman. Stingrays at the back of the pack. Ball in dispute. Whistle on play, and it is Dandenong who get the free kick. Cotter kicks to forward, looking for Williams again. Comes over the back. Nice defence there by Liam Taylor of Easton. They go out wide. DeWitt has to work it around. Oh, good tackle. Dispossessed. Good to see the tackler rewarded. And Easton will take it. That is Tyler Brown. Looking for Hayes. Comes off the hands of the pack. Now they're half a chance. Dandenong, they get it through. They're off to the races. Reardon. Forward, Williams. Couldn't take it cleanly. Now Luke Davies-Uniacke measures it. Drills it. Great goal, Luke Davies-Uniacke. 2 in a row for the Dandenong Stingrays. That is Davies-Uniacke's first goal. And they move it on to 5-3, 33 to 10-9, 69. And that's the first of those 3 goals I mentioned.
Almost the prototype AFL footballer these days, isn't he? Can play inside, outside, and strong-bodied, and could even go forward if needed.
Stingrays are winning the term here, 3-2 to just the 1 goal for the Rangers. Can they get another couple before three-quarter time? Ball locked up at centre half forward. And we'll get a ball up. Gone 19 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock. Both ruckman missed it. And then the quick kick away there came from Bowman. Puts it towards centre wing out of side. Awkward bounce there for Hamill. Tried to keep the ball in front of himself. Has support now. Running around the outside, DeWitt. Takes a couple of bounces. Puts it on the boot. Ball top of the goal. Square Williams. They got a hand to it though, the Rangers defence. And a minus score. 5-4-34. Plays 10-9-69, approaching the 20-minute mark, all on the NG scoreboard and Technica time clock. A toe poke kick back into play, hits up Quirk. Still inside defensive 50.
Encroachment.
Yep.
50-metre penalty, right down the middle.
So Quirk brought to the centre circle, has Hayes out wide. It's congested in front of him. He ignores that, wants to attack. Long ball inside attacking 50. Ball comes off hand. Stingrays with the numbers around the ball. Might run into a bit of trouble. No. Beautiful evasive work there down the broadcast wing. That was by Murphy. Ball out the back of the pack. Rangers defence. Scrubber kick. Turned over. Davies-Uniacke gives the handball over the top there to Bain, who puts it through.
That's what
Not over yet, boys.
That's what I was talking about.
Not over yet.
They're getting their tails up, Dandenong.
29-point margin. 6-4-40 plays 10-9-69. 21 gone. Third term on the NG scoreboard and Technica time clock.
And Davies-Uniacke just getting involved when it really counts.
Rising to the occasion.
Been involved in those last couple.
We're back in the middle. Huey Bowman gets the tap out. Stevenson gets the clearance. Kicks it out towards Lynch. Oh, Dylan Moore gets a kind bounce, runs onto it. Evades, looks, measures it. Across the face. Mark taken. This is Campbell Huswaite. He doesn't muck about. Gets it to Murphy. Murphy's got a mate on his outside if he needs him. He's going to come along the line. Kicks to centre wing. Over the back, falls to the front. Kick forward there by Jasper Rouget. Rouget. Now Garner waltzes in. Oh, the left footer. That's when he did need the check side, Rick.
Yeah, he could have gone the banana there, but he could have even gone a bit more left. and straightened himself up a bit. Had to try and kick it off the side of his boot.
Jesse Davies, big long kick to the outer half-back flank. Mark Spilt should have been taken. Luxor Fortune cops a free kick. Feeling a bit worse for wear too, I think. Dandenong go inboard. Plumridge, it's overcooked. Easton win the footy back. Right in the middle of Victoria Park. Now he's over and done with. Luke Davies Uniac. He just waltzes around. Gets the handball away. They go for goal. Mark. Riley Darcy has marked
Not an
this.
easy kick either.
Peter Dacos never had any problems.
No,
with him.
he wouldn't. But for anyone else, I'd say the banana bender might be the option here.
That grandstand, you should just be full of black and white. Horrible. Riley Darcy, oh, big kick in the bigger scheme of things. Darcy comes in, kicks. It's a drop punt, it's across the face. Oh, Mark at the back, or...
Yep.
Yeah, Mark paid.
Should have went the banana bender.
Steps around and it's a behind. That was Jesse Davies. Another behind, 6-5-41 to 10-10-70. Easton to bring the ball back in.
Under a little bit of pressure approaching three-quarter time. They can't afford to leak another one, the Eastern Rangers. Williams flew high. Ball brought to ground. Taylor chasing after it. Under pressure from... It was Mellis that sees him over the line and out of play. In front of the Stingrays interchange bench. They've got a bit of a spring in their step at the moment. Umpire sends the ball back into play. Tap went the way of the Rangers. Clark applies the tackle immediately, wraps things up. We'll get a ball up. Attacking side of the broadcast wing favouring the Dandenong Stingrays. Got a bit of a roll on at the moment. Williams taps it down. Wasn't to the Stingrays' advantage. Nolan up and under kick towards the centre wing broadcast side. Came off hands under pressure. Lynch just got a handball away. The handball sent backwards for the Rangers, who go to ground through more. Stingrays applying a lot of pressure. Cotter all wrapped up. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. There's a rack of changes for the Stingrays right in front of us. Cotter gets to his feet. Ball centre wing broadcast side. Pivotal moment of the match. Williams taps it into the hands of Clark. Puts it inside attacking 50 for Dandenong, where Darcy takes the mark out the back.
Had his name written all over that.
And
oh, hello.
His teammate stayed out of the contest too. He did well there. Let him through.
Hello.
So, Riley Darcy. Big kick. He hasn't kicked one today. Spins the ball in his hands. Slight angle. Will kick it from about 45 metres out. Drop punt on its way. Goal umpire does not move.
They're all coming too.
They get around the big fella. 7-5-47 the Stingrays. 10-10-70 the Eastern Rangers. They're up and about heading into three-quarter time. Goal kickers for the Stingrays. All singles. Aidan Bonar. Luke Davis Uniac, who was pivotal in that third term for the Stingrays. Riley Bowman, Finley Bain, Bailey Williams and William Hamill for the Eastern Rangers. Two to Jasper Roget, Trent Minot and Jackson Ross, and a single to Jaden Stevenson, Joel Garner and Tyler Brown. Sees the score, 10-10-70 the Rangers, but the Stingrays are coming. They're 7-5-47, a 5-goal for third term to just 1-1-7.
Stick with us, we've got the close one. 1 quarter to go here at Victoria Park. Of course, tomorrow we'll be at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. We'll We'll be back on the other side of this.
Essendon captain Goddard settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun Josh Dunkley is looking good in his debut match. NG, the power behind Gippsland Power. For the past 19 seasons, NG, Loy Yang B and Hazelwood has been kicking goals with Gippsland Power as major sponsor. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power!
If you love your under-18s footy and want to know more about the future stars of the AFL, then check out AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central is the only AFL draft-focused website providing draft profiles, power rankings, video highlights, exclusive interviews and all the stats you need on the up-and-coming stars of the TAC Cup. To check them out, visit afldraftcentral.com.au, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter at AFL Draft Central. AFL Draft Central, proudly supporting TAC Cup Radio. Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. For all your workwear, head down to Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown. High-vis long and short-sleeve work shirts, just $5. Expect to pay triple elsewhere. High-vis wind cheaters in fluoro orange or yellow, just $8. Sizes all the way up to 5XL. If you mention this ad, they'll throw in a 3-pack of work socks free. Cowboys Cash and Carry, Unit 1, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown.
You look like you were cracking. Okay.
The pressure you're able to apply forward just makes it a bit harder for them to transition the ball out. Now, half-backs are playing a bit of that dangerous footy, but we're playing in front to win the ball back. So mix. Control the outside and mix Potter, Hunter, all you blokes. Got your hands dirty around the footy, and then we aim the outside. We go half forward, protecting the outside. Our backs. I think we turned one or two over going back in the corridor, but we know what we're going to do. Paddo, I love it, mate. Playing in front, marking the footy gives us a chance. Huss getting back, same as you, Clad. Okay, good. Put your head over the footy, get a whack. So we can see that. What was the main difference that quarter, boys? You tell me. Yeah, probably our competitive intent was there. So it's nothing we can just throw out the window. What needs to happen this quarter? Yeah, amazing. Murph, great, bud. I love the run off half back. Keeping carrying the ball. Luke did it, Hunter did it, everyone did it, okay? Rand kicked the ball to deeper, and Bowie, when you're all forward, you competed. Bailey, when you're all forward, you competed. In the rucks, we're getting our hands on the footy. So let's just have a look at the team. Us keep using that back rotation. Murph, Baz. Okay, I reckon Murph, Baz, you back line. Okay, we need to keep
here at Victoria Park, three-quarter time. At half-time, the Eastern Rangers led by 50 points at three-quarter time. It has been cut back to 23-point lead. Great quarter by the Dandenong Stingrays. You're out on the ground, Rick? Well, he's out there somewhere. I just can't see where he is.
He was hovering around the Stingrays huddle.
All right, hopefully he'll come in shortly as they do that. It's just sort of eventuated from... They just got those two quick goals in a row about halfway through that quarter, and that sort of just got them the one that was going. Okay, out on the ground, Rick Morris speaking to Mark Wheeler, talent manager for the Dandenong Stingrays.
Yeah, Mark, pleasing signs there in the third quarter. It was getting away from you, wasn't it? And the boys really rallied to put himself back in this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think Eastern come with the pressure in the first half, and we did a little bit of an adjustment at half time and probably took the game on and said that we've got nothing to lose, and which is probably what you saw in that quarter and what you would expect as your better players to stand up, and they all did.
And you seem to run from that half-back area and run in numbers in that quarter, and it seems to be the message from the coaching panel at the moment there at three-quarter time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You've got nothing to lose, so I would rather go down by 10 goals than 1 goal and do the what-if. But, yeah, we're here to win it, mate, so we're going to go flat out going forward.
And good leadership there from Davies Uniac in those last couple of goals.
Yeah, he stood up and now he's showing that he wants it, and that was great. Come off the bench and kick the goal, and then 3 minutes later had his hand in the next one. So, yeah, you'd expect that from the bloke who's possibly in the top 3 picks.
And we've seen finals with big bags of goals in the last quarter. Can you turn it around today?
Oh, we think so, and I think what you just saw there in the huddle, everyone believes that we can do it. We kicked 5 in the quarter there, we're only 5, we're only 4 down, so we're here to win it, mate. We're kicking 5.
All right, thanks, Mark, for joining.
Thank you.
Good on your wheels.
Crooksy, there was definitely a good feel about the huddle there at the Stingrays. They look pretty confident about it.
Good work, Rick, out on the ground. And shout out to our old mate Josh Chavot, the best snapper in the business, taking your photo as you're talking there.
I hope he got me good side.
He'd have to be 360 circumference to find your good side, Rick, first off. But anyway, good to have Joshua on board again, taking the snaps for us, and they'll be up on our Facebook and Twitter, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. All right, wait for this big crowd to vacate the arena.
Who wins, Crooksy?
I've got a funny feeling Dandenong are. I just like the way their momentum sort of gathered there.
Yep, I'm...
Had some big targets. I like big, blokes that can mark, in the last quarter. And I think the breeze has died down, but whatever there is going to be to the Yarra Falls end. So that'll be the one that we can see. All right, most of the people are off this side of the ground, just waiting for the spectators to leave the other side of the ground.
Good crowd. We've said it a couple of times today, but it's been very healthy right across the day.
All right, yeah, just about off 7:5:47. Umpire holds it aloft. Siren sounds. Last quarter action. Take it away, Maddo.
Big leap from Williams. Put it down the throat of Clark. Puts it inside attacking 50. Bouncing awkwardly there for Bedford. Second effort was great. And has been able to lock it in just inside attacking 50 on the outer side for the Stingrays. First 5 minutes of this final term will be pivotal.
They really want to get this first early one.
Certainly do, as the big man Hayes wrapped up his opponent. Williams was able to dish the handball out of the contest. Rangers up and under kick. Just goes the distance, but to his opponent, Davis Uniac has it. Man on the mark, stands on the paint. 45-degree angle, will have to kick it from 55 metres out. Davis Uniac comes in, slow and steady approach. Hush over Victoria Park. Right foot kick on its way. Good looking drop punt. Goal square. Almost a mark. Not completed. Goal off the ground. AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender.
And that was, just let me pick him up. Yes, that was Nance Cowan. Jay Nance Cowan, noted goal kicker this year in TAC Cup. And the NG scoreboard, 8-5-53 to 10-10-70. 17-point lead to the Eastern Rangers, a minute and a half in on the Technica time clock. Stay with us. We have got the close one. Back in the middle. Sam Hayes gets the leap, but the Stingrays get the tap out. Then the Rangers get the clearance. They kick forward. Oh, Mark. I think this is Rossiter.
Yep.
Rossiter has marked this. Oh, he's going to kick from about 38, 39 metres out, directly in front for the answering goal straight away. Rossiter. Again, same hush comes over this crowd. He comes in. Left footer, kicks. Umpire goes to his left, and it's a behind. 10-11, 71 to 8-5, 53, 18 points the difference. Dandenong to bring the ball back in.
Long ball, high leap, no mark taken. And in that contest, it's all wrapped up.
Murphy, I think, might have caught one in the schnoz or the eye.
It was Claverino that was wrapped up. Half back flank, broadcast side for the Stingrays. Hayes taps it to the deck. Clark applies the tackle. We'll get a secondary ball up. Between centre wing and half forward, broadcast side for the Eastern Rangers. On the back foot a little bit in this second half. Tackle applied, the umpire calls play on. Hunter Clark, skillful to Bain. Puts it inside attacking 50 for the Stingrays. Awkward bounce for Bonar. Comes to the deck. He'll chase after it here, Bonar. Dish the handball backwards. Hunter Clark under all sorts of pressure. Gave it to Bain, who went to the deck. He's able to extract it. The umpire waves play on. Eventually they step over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in half forward flank broadcast side for the Stingrays. They're 8-5-53 Eastern Rangers, 10-11-71 on the NG scoreboard. Foregone final term on the Technica time clock.
Boundary umpire sets. Williams and Hayes, been a good contest in the ruck. Ball on the deck, Bonar. They fall over it. I don't think that's going too far. Cotter, and the umpire will come in. Hang on, Rick. We've got to turn you on, mate.
The rotations with the Dandenong midfield, and just had a quick word to their timekeeper about that, Crooksy.
Yep.
And they actually put them in groups, and you'll have one group where they go on for 3 minutes, and then they come off, and then you'll have the next group, they'll go into a 5-minute group. That's how they're doing it.
Wonderful world of football today, Rick. There's the ball, Hunter Clark. Rangers clear it, but it's going to be all Dandenong. Oh, courageous mark there, taken by Bailey Morris. He's a kick and a half from goal. Bailey has a look. Clubs it forward. They need a big mark. They're looking for... Oh, El Beauty!
No.
Oh, umpire. Where's the theatre umpire?
Man in front.
Oh, rubbish. Bloody mark. Hayes kicks forward. The big men fly, comes over the back. Caught, collared. Good work by the Rangers. Fry. Lovely little kick up to Hurst. Cody Hurst goes inboard. Measures it to Lynch. Had a man out wide, clear. Decided to go forward. Bateman. Pretty lucky not to get 50 metres there, Dylan Moore.
Yeah, there's a bit of confusion about whether he'd played on, and the umpire just did the sensible thing.
Benefit of the doubt.
Okay, now they're a chance. Hayes, quick kick up forward. Oh, it's all Eastern here. Mark taken by Rossiter. Rossiter. Torpedo punt. It's a cracking torpedo over the back, and there's a mark. Play on, play on, play on, says the umpire. And we'll have a ball up, forward pocket.
There were three pair of hands on that one.
Everyone under pressure here at Victoria Park. Go, Matto.
Ball underway. Forward pocket out of side. Stingrays with the numbers. The handball comes the way of Williams. Little cute kick.
Deliberate.
Went over the head there of Taylor.
Oh,
that was definitely deliberate.
Oh, no.
Went straight for the boundary.
Mellis with the free kick. High ball inside, attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. They're under pressure. Davis Uniac got the 1-2, then takes a bounce. Across the defensive goal square, goes towards the outer side with the kick. Comes off hands. Rangers send it back inside, attacking 50, spiralling ball. Mark is taken by the Eastern Rangers, by the Stingrays in defensive 50. The kick straight up the corridor, hits Clark on the chest, wheels around. Funny looking kick into the middle of the ground. Trying to pick it up is Bedford, under pressure. Rangers are all wrapped up and will get a ball up. Just attacking side of the centre for the Stingrays. They're 8-5-53. Eastern Rangers 10-11, 71, 7.5 gone in the final term. Williams got a big leap. Was lucky not to give away the free kick. Rangers trying to pressure the ball forward. Cotter again is taken to the deck. And we'll get a ball up right on the centre circle here at Victoria Park.
Umpire, up she goes. Cotter puts boot to ball straight away. Good contest. Nance Cowan gets rid of it. Stoddard. Steady left foot goes out wide. It's to a contest. DeWitt. DeWitt gets it. Close to the boundary line. He's just taken over. And the ball will be thrown in. We're 8 minutes in to the last quarter. As 18 points the difference. The Rangers led by 50 at half time. It's been a great comeback by the Dandenong Southern Stingrays. Up they go. Neither ruckman. Now Williams gets a solid punch inside 50. Oh, here we go. Nance Cowan. He's pulled off the ball. Spun out. Now they're a chance. Eastern Rangers. It's a dirty big up and under. The big men fly. Crunch. Falls to the ground. Quick handball. This is Taylor. He's collared. They pick up the loose footy. Hard work. Tough footy. This is finals footy. It's a footy we love. Now Bateman. Bateman pops one up. Needs a mark. Comes over the back. This will be Malice. He needs to be quick and clean. Now the Stingrays dispossessed in the tackle. Davies Uniac. He tries to get boot to ball. It's a run. It's a bobbling footy. Oh, Nance Cowan. Snap. Goal. They're within 12 points, Dandenong. They force that ball forward into 50. And this is going to get very tight. This is going to go down to the wire. 9-5, 51 to 10-11, 71. 9-5, what is it, 69? 59. I'm excited. 12 points the difference here, almost 10 minutes in.
And I'm nominating that for an AFL Draft Central goal of the day.
Absolutely.
That was a great goal there from Nance
While that
Cowan.
was going on, boys, there was a bit of skullduggery between Lynch and Bateman on the ground there, right underneath us.
Oh, skullduggery, Rick.
Yep.
So Rangers under all sorts of pressure. Just get boot to ball. It's bouncing centre wing broadcast side. Under pressure, the quick handball there came from Brown. He sold Hurst up the creek. Had to go back to Brown. Sold a bit of candy to get around traffic. Pops one up. The kick is okay. Dorian takes the mark. 60 metres from home for the Eastern Rangers. Pops it up in towards the corridor. The pack flies. Fist there from the Stingrays. Came off hands to Rossiter, whose kick is across the face and rolls over the boundary line. No, hit the padding on the behind post. So we'll get a boundary throw in forward pocket broadcast side for the Eastern Rangers. They still lead 10-11, 71. But the Stingrays are coming. They're 9-5, 59 on the NG scoreboard. 11 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock. The umpire puts it back into play. Tap went the way of the Stingrays. To the deck. Rangers with numbers around the footy. Stevenson snaps. High ball. Top of the goal square. Ball off hands. Stingrays roving, and they'll clear it out at defensive 50. High ball in the direction there of Bain. Couldn't take the mark. Rangers with another opportunity. The handball comes away here of Minot. Puts it on the boots, and it's across the face. Bounces through for a minor score. Rangers move to 10-12-72. Dandenong 9-5-59 on the NG scoreboard, approaching the 12-minute mark of the final term on the Technica time clock.
Dandenong bring the ball back in. They need a mark. Goes through hands. Falls at the back. They've got the numbers, but they haven't got the footy. It goes back inside 50. Chasing after it, can't make it. Over the boundary line, out of bounds. 12 minutes in. 13 points the difference.
A lot of urgency in the Stingrays at the moment. They're really believing in themselves, and Eastern are just trying to just hold them off at the minute.
Boundary umpire hurls it back in. Good work by Cotter. Gets the handball away. Oh, Garner. Court gets the handball. Quick kick on goal. And it is to the left. That was Stevenson. And the ball will be thrown in right behind the point post. Seems to have been a long time since the Rangers kicked a goal.
It was the early stages of that third term, I think.
Boundary umpire set again.
Kicked one for the second half.
Here they go. And she comes. Bowman taps it down. Dandenong get the clearance. Long kick centre wing. Oh, gee, this kid can play. Davies Uniac goes inside 50. Riley Darcy gets it. He's forced over the boundary line. They'll be happy with that. They can reset. 35 metres around from goal.
The boundary umpire to blow his whistle from the half-back flank. He's about 100 metres behind play.
Hard work. Here they go. Set again, takes a breath. Make sure he executes this properly, and he does. Up they go. And again, that's just punched straight towards the boundary line. And we'll get a throw in again.
It was a little bit closer for that one.
9-5 plays 10-12. 14 minutes in. Boundary umpire set again. Up she goes. Little kick along the line. There a chance. There's a little bit of an up and under. Boner gets it. Kicks it up forward. No mark. Ball hits the deck. In a dangerous spot. Holding the ball. Holding the ball. Dandenong have got the free kick. Boy, oh boy. Billy Hamill's got it. Hamill has taken the free kick. He will kick from 14 metres out, near enough to directly in front to the Yarra Falls end. Hamill in, left footer, drills it straight through. That's his second of the afternoon. 10-5. 65 to 10-12, 72. 7 points the difference on the NG scoreboard. 15 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
They panicked down on the Rangers bench, Rick?
No, it's pretty quiet down here, but a lot of enthusiasm around the Stingrays. They're really coming at the minute, and they've got to hold them off here, the Rangers, but just get the ball running again.
So back in the middle. Stingrays need 2 kicks to get in front. Bursting through was Nance Cowan, got taken down. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. For a secondary ball up. Still in the middle of Victoria Park. Bathed in sunshine once again. Ball brought to ground. Hunter Clark. Desperate stuff on the deck, trying to hold things up. Boner in there as well. We get another ball up. We've moved to centre half forward for the Dandenong Stingrays. Grabbing it out. Bowman puts it to the top of the goal square. Round the body kick from Darcy's offline. Minor score. A kick in it. 10-6-66 plays 10-12-72 on the NG scoreboard. 16 and a half minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock. The Rangers bring the ball back into play. It's going to fall short of the intended target. Keeping it in was Reardon. Lost his opponent and he's kicked that one offline as well. 5 points now the margin. 10-7-67 plays 10-12-72 on the NG scoreboard, Crooksy.
Stoddart brings the ball out to the grandstand side. The big men fly, big punch. Up they go, plenty of Rangers there. They're trying to force the ball back out. Nance Cowan's in there for Dandenong. Little handball comes out. Luke Davies, Uniac, feeds the handball out. A lot of traffic. Davies, Uniac, goes this way, comes back that way. Oh! Oh, it's a goal! No! It's up in the air. Ball still in dispute. Comes over the back, snap over the shoulder.
That's it.
Jamie Plumridge has put Dandenong in front. Oh, my goodness me. How's the work from Davies, Uniac, working through the heavy traffic? It was like bloody Swanson Street at 5:30. Unbelievable football.
Oh, and I wish we had the camera on you then, Crooksy. You went up 3 times then.
Jamie Plumridge gets his first for the day, and the NG scoreboard is reading 11 goals, 7, 73 to 10-12, 72. Dandenong are in front, 18 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
And they're going forward again. Davis Uniac got dispossessed. The umpire calls play on. He has another crack at it. Dishes the handball off to his teammate standing beside him. Reardon, up and under kick inside, attacking 50. Just went past Darcy, who got a shove in the back.
Free kick.
45-degree angle, 40 metres out from goal. Riley Darcy, who hasn't kicked a goal so far today. Been involved in a couple of pivotal passages of play for the Dandenong Stingrays. They're a point in front prior to the kick. Riley Darcy stutters, right foot kick on its way. Goal umpire didn't move. He gets his first. The Stingrays are now 12-7-79. The Eastern Rangers stuck on 10-12-72 on the NG scoreboard. 19 gone final term on the Technica time clock. Rangers need to do something now.
Well,
it's just all Dandenong at the minute, isn't it, boys? But the Rangers are still in it. It's close enough.
Up they go. Hayes gets the tap down, but Dandenong get the clearance again. Stoddard marks. He tries to play on straight away, has to wheel around. Goes on the left boot. DeWitt gets front possession. Comes down. This is Bedford trying to keep the ball in front of him. Oh, they're under the pump here. Riley Stoddard just loses the ball in the bounce. Now he's tackled, dispossessed. They're in all sorts here. DeWitt grabs the footy close to the boundary line. They're trying to work it through, and it is over the boundary line, out of bounds. Brett Allison did say at half-time to us, it didn't feel like a bigger margin game. It's felt closer. And it is rung true. One of the big comebacks. We've got one player down.
Bonner.
Bonner.
Bonner. And he's just hunched over in a kneeling position at the moment. They're just sort of straightening him up now. Well, Rick, that'd be, I haven't got the record books here, but certainly one of the biggest comebacks I can recall us calling, Rick, so far.
Can you remember the margin in that third quarter?
Well, 50 points at half-time.
It was 50.
Yep, 50 at half-time. Quite amazing.
It's a real momentum thing, isn't it? Real switch in momentum, this game.
Well, we spoke about the run-on, but this has gone beyond a run-on. This is a momentum.
It's not big bags of goals, but it's continuous in their favour.
Yeah. All right. Hayden, he's getting to a bit of a trot. He'll dust himself off.
This is where the timekeepers are under pressure, aren't they, in a final?
Absolutely. How often does this happen in a big game where it's close and there's a comeback? There's always somewhere like an injury that causes a bit of time on. Everyone gets to take a collective breath.
And usually it shifts momentum too.
It can shift momentum, I agree. Aiden breaking into a full run now. Ball thrown in. Hayes gets the double-hander down, all wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire will come in and ball this up. We are 80 metres from the Stingrays' goal. They're going to the Yarra Falls end. Up they go. Tap. Davies-Uniacke just loses sight of it. Again, it's wrapped up in a tackle. Some good talent around this footy. All the guns are out there. Underneath it again. Football won't break loose. You've got Jaden Stevenson on Luke Davies-Uniacke. Hayes and Williams. Williams gets a big punch. It goes forward. They're trying to get the ball clear. Eastern Rangers. Now they're half a chance. Stoddard to Moore. He's grabbed in a tackle by Hunter Clark. And again, Stacks on the mill. This is working in Dandenong's favour up here. They'd love this. Ball will be thrown up again. Hayes gets the tap to Stevenson. Can't get boot to ball. And again, Repeatamundo. See if you can clear it for me, Matto.
At the 23-minute mark of the final term, 12-7-79, the Stingrays. The Rangers, 10-12-72. Dandenong with the numbers around. Clark sends the high ball inside 50. No one able to take the mark. It's on the deck in dispute, and we'll get a ball up. 20 metres out from the Stingrays' goal. They've done all the attacking pretty much since the halfway point of the third term. And they haven't looked back. Hayes won the tap down. There's a kick out of the contest. And a goal to the Stingrays. I think that was Huswaite.
Campbell Huswaite has got that.
And I think that's put it beyond doubt for Dandenong. 13-7-85 plays 10-12-72 on the NG scoreboard. 24 gone, final term on the Technica time clock.
63-point turnaround. Quite incredible. We're back in the middle. We're in the shadows. We're in the shadows of full time as Easton go forward. Is there any life still in it? Bateman gets it. Handballs to Davies-Uniacke. He sweeps it wide. They get it out. Looking for Bedford. Bedford gets it. Kicks to half forward. They take it on the first bounce. Shrug the tackle. This is Huswaite again. He works. He goes inboard. Sweeps to the left-hand side looking for Darcy. And the mark is taken for Easton by Jackson Ross. Ross goes straight up the middle. There is no choice. Stevenson. He kicks it out wide. It's over the head of Murphy. Running for it is Dorian and Murphy. Murphy and Dorian. Dorian and Murphy. Good work by Dorian. He's corralled close to the boundary line and seen over the boundary line out of bounds. Grandstand side.
Great work there by Tom Murphy. Dorian had him beat, and he's played a good game, Dorian.
Excellent game. Boundary umpire set. Up she goes. Hayes doing his best, but it's going nowhere. They've done well in this last few minutes, Dandenong. They've done well in the second half, but they've really tied the game up. No space to move. Quick kick forward by Taylor. Now it's shoved forward by Bain. Bouncing chaos footy. Comes back the other way. Taylor going after it. Just as happy to see it over the boundary line and out of bounds. 85 plays 72, 26 minutes into this last quarter. Ball to be thrown in Maddo.
Centre wing broadcast side. The umpire tosses it back into play. Williams got a fingertip to it, brought it to the deck. Feeding the handball out was Lynch. Hayes is in a bit of strife on the deck. No mark taken. Ball still centre wing, broadcast side. Stingrays with the numbers around. Freeman up and under kick. High ball sitting underneath it. The mark is taken by Garner. Wheels around quickly. Ball towards centre half forward. Just over the head of Minot. Has to run onto it under pressure. Flicks the ball inside, attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. They try and keep the ball in front of themselves. Stingrays defence doing well. Murphy. Couple of bounces off the half-back flank. Sends an awkward handball inboard, but works out okay. Clever communication there from the Stingrays. They get the ball towards half forward. Reardon turns the ball over. And things are all locked up. Garner, one of those playing at the tackle.
They're just forcing the ball forward. It's just their whole oomph down one way. It's fantastic.
Every opportunity they get. As Davis Uniac just came to the bench, which is why you heard the applause. The Eastern Rangers flick the handball to the outside. They've got a bit of movement, centre wing outer side. Long ball inside, attacking 50, driving ball. Taking it there is Dorian, who kicks the goal. Is there one last roll of the dice left in it for the Eastern Rangers? 11-12-78 they move to. Dandenong 13-7-85. We've travelled 27.5 minutes in the final term. And I reckon there's still maybe a couple of minutes left on the clock.
We're back in the middle. 28 gone. 7 points in it. Ball at the foot of the pack. Good work by Hayes. Comes out wide. Taylor gets it out for Dandenong. They kick it forward. Inside forward 50. Comes over the back. Darcy runs onto it. Turns it round the corner. Your beauty, Riley Darcy. AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender. Riley Darcy gets his third. And dare I say it, sends Dandenong into the preliminary final next weekend.
Yeah, it was. That's the nail in the coffin for the Eastern Rangers.
Been a real go-to man in the second half up forward, hasn't he, Riley
Very
Darcy?
good target, yep.
Good grab too of the footy.
14-7, 91 to 11-12, 78 as we tick past 29 minutes.
Ball back in the middle. Rangers flick the handball out wide. Running onto it, there is Brown, sends the ball inside, attacking 50. The fist applied from the Stingrays defence. Under pressure is Morris. She's chasing it towards the boundary line and sees it over and out of play. 10 metres around from goal for the Eastern Rangers, but they trail 11-12, 78 to 14-7, 91 on the NG scoreboard. The Dandenong Stingrays have had a much better second half. Stevenson roving the contest, fed the handball to Dorian. A wobbly kick off the boot. Takes one bounce, keeping it in play is Calvarino, who puts it towards the half-back flank on the outer side where Taylor takes it and says, I'm just going to take a bit of time off the Technica time clock. Indicates he'll go down along the line. That's what he does. High ball.
Strong.
And a great mark taken there by William Hamill. Defensive side of the outer wing for the Dandenong Stingrays. Hamill, booming kick, long kick. Doesn't get the intended target, and Stevenson takes the mark for the Eastern Rangers. There's his kick to the centre wing, won't matter. The Dandenong Stingrays progress. The Eastern Rangers are out of the 2017 TAC Cup Finals Series. The final score, 14-7-91, Dandenong defeating the Eastern Rangers 11-12, 78 on the NG scoreboard.
The goal kickers, Maddo.
We have two apiece to Nanscowan, Darcy and William Hamill. Singles to Plumridge, Bonner, Davis Uniac, Bowman, Bain, Huswaite and Bailey Williams. And for the Eastern Rangers, who only got 2 goals in the second half, Jasper Rouget, Trent Minot and Jackson Ross all had 2 goals, singles to Jaden Stevenson, Cody Hurst, Joel Garner, Tyler Brown and Dorian as well.
Well, I've seen it, but I don't believe it. That's a 50-point turnaround, and even so, like, it was halfway through that third quarter where we mentioned about they're going to need to kick 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of that quarter just to put themselves in touch. And it's exactly what they did. They got within 4 goals at 3-quarter time, and then they just carried on with it in the last quarter. And just amazing, Rick.
Well, he's
Rick just, yes.
Chatting with the camera crew.
Camera crew there as we wait to get them across.
You're right, they came from nowhere, the Stingrays. At half-time, I think we were thinking maybe the game's done and dusted, and the Eastern Rangers were going to walk away with it in a similar fashion to what Oakley did earlier in the day. But somehow, Dandenong just continued to push, and eventually worked their way in front and got the victory. 14-7-91 to 11-12-78, the final score here at Victoria Park on what's been a great day of footy, TAC Cup footy.
It has been, and as we wait for the players to come over to this side of the ground. Hey, Rick.
Yeah, Phil.
You might have to go over a bit because those players are going to go to the other side. They're going to go down that way.
Go this way. They're over here.
Well, you might have to
this way.
Forward scout them.
I'll round them up.
Round them up. Cut them off at the pass. And you know who we need to get.
Oh, Wheels is happy.
Good judge, Wheels. As Rick makes his way to the middle of the ground.
And a dejected-looking Eastern Rangers depart the ground.
All right, out in the middle of the ground, Rick, who you got?
I've got Hunter Clark with me. Hunter, look, 3-quarter time, you boys looked really keen and up and about, and you were 4 goals down, but it didn't feel like that. It looked like you were on top of the world. So what was said at 3-quarter time to get you up and running?
Probably more half-time. Our effort was pretty pathetic in the first half. We second the ball and then second to lead the contest, so we knew if we stick to our game plan and just try and get 4 goals behind the 3-quarter time, we knew we'd have the legs and confidence that we could play a good last quarter.
And you could see during that first half that your heads were down and you just weren't sure of yourself on the boundary line, and you're a bit stagnant in your play. But it's just a 50-point margin. How did you turn it around like that?
Hey, Rick, can you just move a little bit to your left?
Play for each other
that way.
Every game. So the first half we probably didn't, and we didn't want to go out ending the season like that. So we just thought we'd get through next week.
And Rick,
the prelim, it's all up from now.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what 1 week at a time. We aim to get to the prelim. Kind of have a little motto to create history, because Stingrays have never won a flag, so just step by step, we're heading in the right way, I guess.
Go and enjoy your final victory with your teammates, and I'll give you a Luke.
Yeah, I know. You're not listening.
Thank you.
Rick, you got to come forward this way, mate. We couldn't hear a word.
Okay, got to go forward.
Come this way. See if we can get Luke. That's it. We'll hear you loud and clear, Rick. Down
Luke,
on the ground.
Yeah, it was, as Hunter mentioned just before, it was a bit of a sombre feeling around that first half, and especially the midfield. Copped a bit of a caning from the coaches there at quarter time and half time.
Yeah, well, we knew that our intent and effort wasn't there in the first half, and that's something that we just wanted to, back up. So, it was super effort by the boys.
And how did you turn it around? What was the feel out in the ground? I know your coaches can only instruct you so much, but what was said out in the ground by the playing group?
Yeah, look, the first half was ordinary. we knew that the vibe wasn't there the first half, and that's one of the big things that we contributed on as a team, was just getting the vibes up, you know, picking the guys off the deck after strong tackles. So yeah, it was good on them.
You could even sense in the crowd that you were coming in that third quarter. You know, there was just a lot of feel out in the ground level, and even on the bench with your players, you're very encouraging, and out in the ground there was a lot of noise. You know, to turn it around, it must feel great.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, half time I could hear the parents in that second half, so it was awesome getting the vibes off them from the crowd. But yeah, super team effort, and you know, I can't thank Stingrays boys enough for their effort today.
And now that you're in the prelim, that gives you a big chance at a throw at the stumps. What are your thoughts on the chances of a flag?
Look, our final series, we want to make history with the Stingrays, not winning ever a grand final, so that's what we're here for.
All right, mate. Congratulations on what was a remarkable game for us to call at TAC Cup Radio, but great effort by yourself to lead the way in that second half with the revival, and to bridge the 50-point margin was a terrific win.
Yeah, awesome.
Good work. Thanks, Luke.
Well done, mate.
All right. We'll run through some of the best players as Rick makes his way off. We'll turn that off just for now. Apologies for the first interview. We just couldn't quite get that sound right, but good to hear from Luke Davies-Uniacke, who was sensational. The Eastern Rangers, gee, well, they were 50 points up at half-time, so they did have some very good players, and just running through them, I thought Dylan Moore, Xavier Fry, Jasper Rouget in the first half, Minot, Stevenson, Cody Hurst was lively. Hayes had a really good contest in the ruck with Bailey Williams. Jackson Ross was good. Tyler Brown, lovely goal throughout the day. They had great contributors, but it was a game of two halves, and in the second half, it's hard not to find a good player for Dandenong, really.
Yeah. The only other name I'll put on that list for the Eastern Rangers was Dorian. I think he continually that word fought right throughout the game. So he had a great performance.
All right, we need to wrap up fairly quickly. The goal of the day. What were we giving the goal of the day? Nance Cowan in the end.
Well, there was that many of them.
I think that was the one that we finally decided on. And the mark of the day, I think, went to Jasper Rouget in the second quarter. I'll give you to start the votes off for the Nixon Finance Player of the Day.
I'm going to give one vote to Mitch Cotter. Every time there was a congested situation, he got off the bottom of the pack. So I was really impressed with his performance. One vote to him. Two votes I'm going to give to Hunter Clark. Another stellar effort, has some a great skill set, and was really impressed with his game once again. But I think the three votes go to Luke Davies-Uniacke. He was just astounding and rose to the occasion, had the responsibility on his shoulders in the third term to try and lift his side, and that's exactly what he did. Rick?
Yeah, well said, Matt. I really liked the game of Mac Dorian all day. Little fella at half forward there was a real driver for them. I thought he was fantastic and really fast at ground level he is, and he's a short fella, but he doesn't let that stop him, and thought he played a great game. I did like Hunter Clark's game as well. It's not his best game by a long way, but he's just a prime mover in that middle, and I gave him 2 votes, and I gave 3 definitely to Luke Davies-Uniacke, who was the difference in the end. He brought him back with those score involvements, goals himself, and just a real driver through the middle, and when he went up forward for a little bit was always the main man down there as well.
I gave 1 to Tom Murphy of the Dandenong Stingrays, playing around centre-half back. Thought he gave plenty of drive throughout the day. Had plenty of traffic in the first half coming down his part of the ground, and he was a good launch pad for the Stingrays in the second half. I gave 2 to Riley Darcy up forward. I just thought his impact up forward was quite measured. A lot of good players, but I just liked the way he took some snatch grabs right when they were required, and no doubt Luke Davies-Uniacke was best man on the ground. He is an absolute bull. And a couple of weeks ago, I thought I saw the best player in the TAC in Cam Rayner. I'm going to split the bill now. I think they're both sensational.
Different types of players, but Luke was just real leader.
I don't know if they are that different, Rick. I reckon they both play that bull inside, bursting through type of guy. Thought they were fantastic. Been a big day here at Victoria Park, the two finals earlier in the day. The Oakley Chargers did very well, beat the Northern Knights by 70 points. And in the second game, unbelievable turnaround. 50 points down at half-time to run out 13-point winners, was it? Or 7-point winners?
13, I think, in here.
13 in the end. We'll be back tomorrow up at Mars Stadium in Ballarat for Geelong and Gippsland and Sandringham and Murray Bushrangers. On behalf of Matty Cox, Rick Morris, this is Phil Crooks signing off. Thanks to the guys behind the cameras. Thanks to Kevin Sheen and Brett Allison who joined us at half-time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.